I will wait for an indication that we're on the live stream. Oh, I believe we are on the live stream. Hi, everybody. Hello, live stream.
Oh, g'day.
Yeah, let's get started. The year is 5454. On the planet Talos, sixth arm of the Argent Imperium, life and culture poke through the cracks in the absolute rule of the Imperium and the brutal enforcers of their Ironwood Battalion. Among these threads of hope have grown the Dragonflies, a loosely affiliated and decentralized network of resistance and rebellion. While the Dragonflies can't hope to compete with the Ironwood Battalion on pure strength or the power of their magisters, mobile, mechanical suits of armor wielding terrible arcane powers, they have hope, cunning, joy, and the will of the people. And, perhaps most importantly of all, they have the Misericordia. You are a Misericord, someone who has been blessed by the deep powers and granted magics that the Imperium lacks and fears, magics that let you transform and mold your body into a magister of terrifying power. Or you are one of those brave souls that supports the Misericordia on their secret missions, a daring frontline fighter, quick-witted negotiator, bold commander, or gifted student of the arcane. You are trusted with the Dragonfly's most dangerous missions, liberating the people of Talos from the hated Ironwood, carving out a tactical advantage, or perhaps even striking a blow against the Imperium itself. You will need your wits about you, your strongest magics, and the love and trust that you share with your fellow Misericordia. That might just be enough to give them a blow they can't shrug off. So, welcome everyone back to the third annual Roll Plus Bond anniversary live stream in support of Black and Pink. We are getting started with this, what is it, 12th game of the marathon by playing Armour Astir Advent by Briar Sovereign. I am January. My pronouns are she, they. I'm going to be GMing, hosting, facilitating this session today. You can find me in real life petting my cat, or when I am in a moment of desperation on Twitter at a sweeter potato, where you can find out the kind of writing and game stuff that I do. You can find Armour Astir Advent and Briar Sovereign's work at WereGazelle on Twitter. And without further ado, let's introduce the players. Who wants to go first?
Hi, my name is Miranda. I use she, her pronouns. This is my third year doing this anniversary stream, and you can find me on Twitter at @crash_pit.
G'day, my name is Mitchell. You can find me in the breath of relief that you breathe when you plunge your hands knuckle deep into loamy soil. You can also find me on Twitter at SeaLegs, where I mostly just tweet about when I'm going to go live on stream on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/dry_gold. And I would like to acknowledge that I'm coming to you from Ngunnawal country, and that sovereignty was never ceded.
All right. What's up? I'm Margaret. If you'd like to find me on the internet, I'd actually ask that you don't, but instead you can support my cat. And I think, Ramus, we have pictures of my cat that we can put up so everyone can support her.
I'm supporting your cat right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's very important. And she's having a hard time because it's shedding season and she doesn't like her hair brushed. And so we all just spend some time supporting her. Baby. Appreciate it. There we go. There she is. Support her.
Oh God, it's great.
That's a much better.
All right, that's all I got.
And last but not least.
Yeah, I'm HB. You can find me where the mushrooms grow. You can also find the games that I make at gm36.itch.io. All cops are bastards. Let's go.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yay.
So, this is, as you probably know by now, the third annual Roll Plus Bond anniversary stream. Roll Plus Bond being an online tabletop role-playing game community brought together by fandom and held together by friendship. And we are raising money for Black and Pink this year. Black and Pink National is a prison abolitionist organization dedicated to abolishing the criminal punishment system and liberating LGBTQIA2S+ people and people living with HIV and AIDS who are affected by that system through advocacy, support, and organizing. That sounds like a fantastic cause to go right now and support, if you ask me. We have a few donations recently. I don't know where donations was left off. We had a $30 donation from Anonymous that said, gotta go fast. I'm assuming that's in reference to the Beam Saber Rush Wars game, but let's all take that advice to heart in all that we do. Gotta go fast. Yeah, so we are playing, as stated, Armour Astir Advent, and we are playing a game of AAA that we are, or I guess we're tentatively calling Magister Mirabilis Misericord, which is kind of set in the setting sketched out that I gave you at the start of the stream. So you are all members of an elite unit called the Misericordia, belonging to a sort of rebel organization called the Dragonflies, that is fighting back against this Imperium and their battalion that sort of leads the expansionist arm of the Empire. And you're going to be responsible for getting up to some shenanigans. And I want to just mention that one of the things that we kind of are putting in the forefront here is we're doing a little bit of a sort of like magical girl-y twist on AAA and on mech games. And so we're looking a little bit at, like magical girl transformation. And I think you will see some of those influences rubbed off in the characters. Speaking of whom, why don't we introduce those characters? Talk a little bit about who they are, what they look like, what drives them, what their passions are. And I'm going to suggest we go in reverse order of what we just did, so starting with HB.
Okay, I'm playing Minister Ivor Skeltung, generally known as Minister Skeltung. He is a diplomat he is a diplomat and an assassin and an acting minister in the Imperium. And he is currently working with the Dragonflies, and he strongly believes that they will never be able to manage anything without him. And he has a sweet car. He has clothes that magically change shape. He's very comfortable with bureaucracy, and he's also a skeleton.
He is that. He is a skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have
He
anything
is
else
specifically unfleshed, dressed in. He's specifically unfleshed, clothed in the luxury fashions of his day. He is having a good time, and he doesn't care who knows it.
May we all live to the confidence of a skeleton minister wearing absolutely impeccable clothing.
Honestly.
I do have a question for you, HB, that I wanted to try and catch you out with when we were live because I'm a monster.
Uh-huh.
When we think of bones, we think of them as being white, but when you're alive and the bones are still alive and they're inside your body, they are pink.
Mm-hmm.
Is Minister white or is Minister pink?
Pink.
Yes, good.
Absolutely,
good.
very pink.
Thank you. So Minister's bones are alive. Love that.
Yeah,
he's got all of his marrow inside him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as they say in the business, there's blood in them, their bones.
Oh yes, of course they do. That's about Minister Skeleton.
I hear them say that all the time.
All the time.
Constantly.
I think I've got that on a mug.
I want that on
That on a mug. There's blood in them, their bones.
I really do want a mug that says liches aren't shit but bones and tricks, though. I do want that as well.
Margaret, do you want to introduce your character next?
Absolutely. So, I am playing Duchess Gabrielle Aguirre of Canterbury. I'm going to say my own made-up duchy wrong. She is a duchess, and she's also a little cat. She's a little bit bigger than a standard house cat. I'm playing the Scout class. So she does count as a tier 3, which is the same as a mech, but she is just a little cat. She's maybe like 3 feet long if you don't count the tail. 2.5 at the shoulder. It's about the same size as a cheetah, which are smaller than I thought they were. That always catches me off guard when I Google a cheetah, and it's way smaller than I think I She is a duchess. The Duchy of Canterbury is technically a protectorate of the Imperium, so they have some amounts of sovereignty, but they do pay like dues to the Imperium. And so her affiliation with the Fireflies, we'll talk about it. She is affiliated with the Fireflies. It's not a public knowledge necessarily. I don't really know what else to say. Oh, right, yes, her coloring, she is sort of pink and purple, sort of spotted, across her fur. And she wears a crown, a little circlet. But she's mostly just a little cat.
All fashion
A
that we would
little
love all our
cat.
cats to wear.
Is it like a calico cat pattern, or is it like a tomcat, like stripy spottles?
Definitely a calico pattern. Definitely there's a little bit of white on her belly, but mostly
Yes.
sort of pink and purple.
Nice.
She is sort of like mysteriously always glittering. Who knows why that is?
I think we know where that is.
Yeah, of course.
But she's perfect.
I would agree. Mitchell.
That
you wanna
means
talk
I'm
to us?
next, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. So I'm playing a bugman, of course. Well, we have spoilers for Amaranthus's character, but we had a reflection of a cat and another person, and so I wanted to go for a reflection of Minister Skeleton and do like a reflection of a skeleton person. So I'm playing an exoskeleton person. There are like a mantis / dragonfly person. The image that I have in my head for them is partially inspired by the cover of a book by Alan Dean Foster called Nor Crystal Tears, and there's a person on the left who's like a big bug person. Oh, there we go. Good job, Remus. So they look kind of like this, except they're like they're all hollowed out because they're an exoskeleton, like an animated exoskeleton. And if you remember, like translucent cased electronics from the 90s, where you can see all the guts and all of the electronic components inside the translucent case, you can see the like arcane blibs and blobs that like make up the magic that animates Skeeter Hawk, like floating around on the inside of them, and it does look like all the little bits and bops that you have on like cinema / bowling alley carpet or like bus seat fabric. Just all the little zigzags and swirlies and wigglies and sparkles. But on the inside, underneath the translucent, papery exoskeleton. There we go. Oh, and Skeeter Hawk's like, they're an undead bug guy, so they just do the work. And they aren't a dragon. They are a dragonfly, but they aren't a dragonfly, if you know what I mean. They are a dragonfly, but they just work for the dragonflies. They're just like a subcontractor. They only work for the dragonflies, and they don't take any other work from other than the dragonflies. And they have worked for the dragonflies on just about every mission that the dragonflies have been on. And they are a dragonfly, but they're not a dragonfly, if that's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Chris,
It's important that we know this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
I guess that means it's my turn.
it sure does.
Right, so Amaranthus under Stars is a witch. She's a member of the Royal Guard, sworn to the Duchess. She is pretty serious, self-serious, deeply mistrustful of the Imperium. She is more of a traditional cat girl. I think maybe a little bit further towards cat than Tender Sky, for reference. And she has a dark red tabby fur, and her outfit is a purple palette swap of this dress that I found from the Zimmerman Fall Winter 2022-2023 Stargazer collection. which is just this utterly impractical thing with a lot of dangly bits and some knee-high boots. It's real good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should I say anything else, or?
I think we're probably good. I think actually, why don't we get everyone's hooks real quick, just to give us a quick summary, and we can again go in order, starting with Skeleton.
My first hook is I'm still an acting minister and intend to take maximum liberties with my position. My second hook is there's nothing I love more than skullduggery. And my third hook is the dragonflies couldn't possibly manage without me.
All right. And the Duchess's hooks are: I fight for the protection of my home and my people. My own safety is second to theirs. When they go low, we go high. We will not sink to the Imperium's level. Mercy above all. And third, my people see me as a beacon of hope. I won't show them my doubt.
Skeeter Hawk's hooks are I'm not a dragonfly, I just work here. The second hook is get in, do the job, get out. Quit fucking about. And their third hook is I'm not going to throw my life away and all the hard work I've done just because the Duchess asks nicely.
But she's so cute. You can see the sparkles in her eyes when she asks.
Yeah, you can see the sparkles in my entire body.
Are you saying that you can say no to that face?
Yeah.
Yes. I have cold,
Oh.
dead eyes.
Miranda, do you want to go before we
Sorry.
get too sidetracked? No worries.
Duchess Gabrielle is my primary concern here. The dragonflies are a tertiary concern at best. My loyalty to the Duchess gives me the strength to do anything. The Imperium will bring ruin to our people if they have not already.
Loved it.
Hell yeah, go hard.
Go hard. Go hard or go home is what we are going for today. And we're not going home.
Go hard, then go home.
Go hard, then go home. Go hard, then go home and take a nice bath.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's get into it. So, it's really funny. There's this whole, the dragonflies are kind of this loosely organized rebellion, and you're all kind of loosely affiliated with the dragonflies at best. But you all do still have enough trust to sort of be a part of this elite Misericordia unit. And I think largely that's just because you can all do things that no one else can do, and you all have skills to offer that no one else in the Dragonflies really has. And that is especially your kind of unique magics, and in the case of Skeleton and Duchess Gabrielle, your political positions as well. So you are called in to the kind of acting headquarters of the Dragonflies. Because they're all kind of very decentralized, you don't have this is your designated HQ. You just sort of have a loose system of safe houses. So whenever you have a mission, you probably get a little note with an address on it, and it's knock twice and then hum this tune, and then someone will let you in or something like that. Yeah. And so you all have a meeting with your commander. Her name is Diamanta Devine. She's sort of your handler. You're the person who gives you your missions. She is a stern lady. She's demanding. For anyone, I've been deeply video game brained lately. So for anyone who's played Pokemon Legends Arceus, I'm thinking of the commander in that game, Silene, who's just sort of this this lady who's constantly looking very sternly at you. But she cares.
She's so over this shit.
Exactly. And that's Diamanta Devine as well. She has kind of darker skin and silver hair, and she calls you into her office, and she tells you that the Dragonflies have learned of a secret Ironwood project that has been set up in the supposedly neutral and supposedly uninhabited area called the Exigent Wastes. For Gabrielle and Amaranthus, this is probably, for all of you, you would be familiar with this area of the continent, but for you especially, this is an area that borders on the Duchy of Canterbury. Now, as far as you've known, this is an area that has just sort of been a largely like kind of a bit of a like ruins and a wastes, like fairly uninhabited. But apparently, Ironwood scientists have been trying to terraform the land into usable farmland, but something went wrong. And so there's been reports of the growth of sort of like strange and unusual megafauna, big kind of, strange combinations of animals. And that's enough to raise concern. And so you are being dispatched, your unit is being dispatched into the exigent waste. Megaflora and megafauna, yes, I should clarify that. And you are being dispatched into the exigent wastes to scout around, to figure out what's going on, and if there is this kind of, secret Ironwood project, disrupt it however you can. So this is your mission as it is explained to you by Commander Devine. Does anyone have any questions right off the bat?
What snacks is everybody eating while they're getting this, like, briefing?
Great question.
The Duchess isn't eating any snacks, but she is cleaning her ears.
I think Mr. Skelton is nibbling on a fig.
I think Skeeterhawk has boba tea, like opaque, an opaque milk drink with little beads in it. You can't it seems like the little bobas in there are moving of their own accord, and you can't quite tell what they are in there.
Amaranthus is eating some dried flowers.
Mmm.
Diamanta Devine has a unopened and untouched package of graham crackers on her desk. You've seen this unopened package of graham crackers every single time you've come into her office, and as far as you can tell, it is the same package every time.
They're so dry. They're so dry.
They just crumble into dust when you pick them up. Yeah. Any questions about the mission?
What do we do if there is an Ironwood thing in there? Like, shut it down, pack it up?
As much as you can, basically. Like, your lives and your safety are top priority. If you can do some damage, if you can do some disruption, get in there. Then by all means. But if what you come back with is just kind of a scouting and information mission, then we can dispatch a unit later on. Whatever you can do. You have orders to, or you have kind of clearance to, engage in military action if you see the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. So maximum disruption.
Maximum disruption.
Oh, I love that for us.
She
That's
kind
good
of
to me.
considers.
Great for us.
She kind of looks off for a second and is like, be cautious, be reasonable. But yes, maximum disruption.
Oh, man, I hate it when somebody says that.
Well, of course, we don't want to jeopardize anything. Our own safety, the safety of our people, but this may be also compromising the safety of our people. So we have to weigh all these, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
maximum is the only way.
There is one more thing. This may not come up, but it's my understanding that there is a dragonfly agent in the area right now that you may be able to rendezvous with. As far as I can tell, they're under deep cover. Their name is Carbon Fiber, and this goes over my head. This is an order they answer directly to General Tell. This, you would all know, is General Russo Tell, who is one of the sort of big ups in the dragonflies. So if you are able to safely rendezvous with Carbon Fiber and exchange information, by all means. However, again, your safety is top priority. Okay.
Cool.
So we would move roughly into kind of the engaging in a sortie part of the thing, given that we don't really have downtime. But I am going to say, if anyone wants to, there is a kind of plan and prepare move, which is usually conceived of as a downtime activity, but we can roll one of those if anyone is interested. Or I'd love to have an opportunity if anyone wants to, I'd love shots of what you do to prepare. If you try to gather information, we can work with that. If you have any contacts in the dragonflies you want to, to equip up with or consort with or anything like that. Floor's open for all of you.
I feel like we probably should do some planning and preparing, considering that one of the options is the next leader sortie roll is made with advantage. That it feels like an oversight not to take advantage of that. I'll say at least.
Yeah. I was gonna say if Minister Skeleton still has contacts in the Imperium, then perhaps maybe trying to work those and see if he knows what's going on over there.
I'll make some calls. I'll make a whole thing out of it. Don't you worry.
I'd appreciate it, thank you, Minister.
Yes, I think I'm going to go out on the town and hit up some of my contacts and friends, and I shall perhaps do a divination on on where precisely to find this place that we're looking
would
for.
make sense.
See if there's any, areas of high magic in there.
Do you want to make a plan and prepare roll?
Yes, I do.
Okay. When you review orders for the next sortie, go over scouting reports and maps, or otherwise attempt to prepare the crew for what comes next, you're trying to plan and prepare. When you do so, roll plus no. So, and then it's a hold and a bunch of different options depending on how well you do. So why don't you go ahead and give me that?
Okay, plus no.
First roll of the run. Woo! I called it a run because we're playing a roguelike, apparently.
Oh.
Okay, let me try this.
I want to go to there.
That's an 8.
That is an 8. You don't have any pluses, and I guess I can answer that question.
Nope.
I have your sheet.
I don't know anything.
You don't know anything. Okay. On a 7 to 9, choose one. During the next sortie, you'll have the opportunity to recover one dropped stake and give it to a faction. The faction stuff doesn't super make sense. The main ones are you can either make the lead a sortie roll with advantage, or everyone gets one hold to use on any of their basic or playbook moves, which is really good also.
Wait, what was that second one?
All players hold one. You may spend your hold during the next sortie as if it were hold gained through one of your basic or playbook moves.
Oh,
Cool.
whoa! Ooh, I've got some good hold moves.
You got some good, yeah.
I chose a couple of good hold moves, I gotta say, but also up to you. Advantage on the sortie roll is also really good.
I'll take advantage on the sortie roll because I think what this looks like is that Skeleton gets in touch with surveyors at the Imperial Survey Office, and what happens is that after a long dinner they have a kind of they just get together. Minister Skeleton gets to why he took these people out to dinner to begin with, which is that he has some maps of the exigent wastes.
Ooh,
He would really like them to do. He would really like them to do, a scan on the sly, as he would put it. Because there's some stuff out there that I'm interested in taking a look at.
Is that information that you get back sort of with haste?
Well, I think I have several likely locations where where a military installation might be. Like areas of high magic. That could also be, maybe some sort of natural source of magic, but most likely something of this scale is an installation of some kind. And really, if it's a big honking tree of some kind, who's to say that's also not an installation, just by a different kingdom of life?
I would say that given the, unique state of the exigent wastes right now, you are able to pinpoint to a fair degree of accuracy where the facility is. It's if it's it might not show up in sort of routine scans, but if someone is looking for it, they could find it.
Yes, I knew what to look for, and I knew what to look for, and I had some friends who knew who could potentially find it. So that's how I get this information.
Yeah. Cool.
Look at me doing all the scouting without even being on site.
Exactly. That's why you
'Cause I'm
delegate.
talented.
That's what a minister does. Does anyone else want to have any scenes? Want to have any moments? Any heartfelt conversations before we get into the sortie?
Just like before the mission, Skeeterhawk hitting the books, just going over enormous arcane technical manuals, like the enormous users manuals that you'd get for like military equipment, but it's all magic.
Mm.
They're all like cubic. They're books that are so thick that they're like a cube shaped paperback thing.
Like a
It's like
phone
eight-
book, except like double the thickness of a phone
Yeah,
book.
like 2 phone books glued together. Yeah. And just like 8 of those and flipping back and forth between them with all 4 arms.
I would like to have because the Duchess is the Duchess and technically is allied with the Empire, technically, in order to protect her people, she has to suit up before the mission. So, she's got she has to suit up before the mission. And so she puts on her mask, which let me see if I can ping it where I put it in the chat. I found this on Etsy, but it's this really beautiful here.
Do you find it on Etsy, or did Gabrielle find it on Etsy?
If there's Etsy in the world, listen.
Oh, there's
yes,
space Etsy for sure.
There's space Etsy. Yeah, she found it on Etsy too. But it's this beautiful thing with like a crown of stars. And she suits up. She's got little silver bracers that go with it. I didn't get to do it.
Fucking gaudy. I'm obsessed.
Yeah. And then around her neck is sort of the hilt of a very elaborate sword as sort of like a necklace. And we'll get to that, just showing the barrel of a gun, except for not a gun, it's a sword hilt.
The barrel of a sword.
Mm.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like we want to why don't we get into the sortie then? And if
Sure.
anything else comes up, I mean, this game doesn't technically have flashbacks, but we can we can figure a little something. Cool. So when I am finding the mood. Here we go. When it's time for action and you lead a sortie, you roll one of no, crew, or defy. We haven't really done crew stuff. We haven't really done carrier stuff, so I'm going to say no or defy. And then that depends on how well you make it to the action. So we need one person to roll this. It doesn't really matter who. It can be whoever. And that will kind of... We'll definitely want to talk about just like what that looks like, and obviously a shot of you kind of reaching the action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, we know where it is, so we could, because of Minister Skeleton, so we could, I guess, do either no or defy. Like we did, so I think in the book it's like no if you planned and defy if you're just barreling in. Both of which could really be an approach for us.
I agree.
We don't really have a plan, and we don't really have a really solid objective, so I feel like this is a defy.
You know what? That's true. You're so right.
We don't know what we're doing, and we don't know how we're doing it.
We have a 2-step plan. Step 1, fuck around. Step 2, find out.
Absolutely.
My favorite plan.
It's
We
never
got
gone
step
wrong
3,
before.
which is fuck it up.
You're so right.
That's-
You're so right.
It's not. We don't have a plan for that bit though. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a natural consequence.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, who wants to roll that? It could be Skeleton because of his earlier activities. earlier skullduggeries, but it be given that it is a kind of go for it, then it could be
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some points in Defy. I don't know how everyone else's stats are looking. I didn't check.
I have
I
3
got
in
some good
Defy.
Defy.
Three in
Three.
Defy?
Yeah, we're playing a one-shot. My only
Yeah,
stats are
real.
either +3 or -2.
Holy shit! Wait, I didn't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
realize
yeah.
that. Oh my god!
Your starting non-channel traits add up to a total of +3. So, oh fuck, I did fuck this up, didn't I? Oh no, I'm bad at numbers.
Wait. Yeah.
I'm bad at numbers.
Wait, okay. They need to add up to a total of +3. Do you want to tell me what yours add up to?
I don't know.
They add up to +5.
Yeah. Okay.
I pick some
Oh
just-
no. Okay, I'm gonna pick that one to go down by 1. Oh man. I thought I turns out I was min-maxing the whole time.
You were just maxing.
You're not really a min-max.
Max minning is what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only Max is here.
Only Max is here.
It's not too late, you guys. We can change. we can just do a honey heist tack, but it's all maxes.
All Maxes.
Mhm.
Okay, I think I'm
I
good.
can lead the sortie though if we're wanting to get out of this safe house.
I love
Yeah, let's
that.
do it.
Yeah.
All right, roll the 5.
And then you have advantage, so you roll 3. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Ooh.
Yes, that's correct. You do have advantage.
Oops, that was an E.
That was an E.
No.
Exclamation mark E.
Eh,
I got a 13.
Okay.
Okay.
That is an 11
11.
because we take the 2.
Oh, it's 11. Right.
Yes. All good. So, hey, that's 10 plus. On a 10 plus, you aren't noticed or detected, and you may. Nope, that is the wrong move. On a 10 plus, you make it to the action unscathed. Woohoo!
Woo.
Yeah. So why don't you talk about what getting there looks like?
Do we have like transport, or are we just kind of like, finding our way out there?
Skeleton has a car.
Yes, Skeleton has a car. This is important to know about him.
2 of you have / are mechs. And then there's a cat who can just kind of hang out, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, she can just. She
Cat
gets in the front
on-
seat, back seat. It's all good.
Chilling in the
Just
front
anywhere.
seat, chilling in the back seat. Gotta make up my mind.
Uh,
But it's Saturday, not Friday.
Oh no!
Friday lives in our hearts.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're so right, Mitchell.
It's also
Yeah.
Sunday here, so like.
Oh,
whatever.
right, yeah.
Time isn't real.
Yeah.
That's so true. Time is an illusion. Okay, no, yeah. I mean, we can take the car if Skeleton is willing to take the car. I mean, I imagine you want the car while
yes.
you're there.
I mean, I'm in the car. I think I'm driving. I'm in the front seat. I'm not chilling. I'm not chilling at all, except driving in a perhaps kind of cavalier manner. And I just love the idea of there being like a cat also on the front seat with a sword in her mouth.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's definitely
Do you
practically.
wanna...
I think. Sorry.
No, not at all. HB, can you please describe Minister Skeleton's car in great detail?
Yeah, I think it's like I'm picturing this kind of like a very blocky kind of squarish looking car, but still a convertible. It's like when in an anime they show like a future car. It's kind of like that. Like much larger than it has any right to be. It's like it's a little like I guess Bentley shaped is what I'm thinking. But
So it isn't a hot. So it isn't a hotted up Subaru.
No, it is not. It is
Okay.
much heavier than that. It is. It is perhaps not a great car to be taking into. Like, what's the vibe out here? Is it the jungle?
So that's a great question. Wait, one quick question I do want to ask though before we get into the look. Is the car hot pink?
Yes, it does.
Okay, excellent.
I think it can change color, but it's hot pink today.
Best
Great.
possible answer for me.
I know.
Yep. Do you have the shades? Do you have shades on?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
I think whenever I'm driving, I have. Actually, no, I don't have shades on. I have driving goggles.
Oh,
I have this kind of.
better.
I have this kind of glittery flat cap on. I have a nice jacket too, so that my bones don't get too cold in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
I have driving gloves on.
Reasonable.
I'm like dressed for a night out on the town, or a night out on the road, as the case may be.
I don't know if it's just me, but the skull and the driving goggles is really giving Gideon the Ninth in a way that I really appreciate.
Oh, big move.
Not exactly, not 1-to-1, but like in a way that I can really, get into. Cool. So yeah, what does this area look like? As you arrive in the Exigent Wastes, firstly, like as you're driving there, it is wastes, right? Like it is kind of scorched earth, like blasted, just like completely dry soil, not a plant or an animal around, just kind of like flat, dry soil for miles of driving. It's a really boring drive for at least the first part of it. And then as you start to get closer, you start to notice a pretty unique, some pretty unique surroundings. You have kind of these enormous, spikes of like, they kind of look like coral, except they're made out of oak wood. So it's like, what if trees were in kind of this like weird,
like staghorn coral.
Yeah. I think that would be the. Let me get a picture up. But yeah, just like these kind of like, yes, exactly like that. Just like sharp jutting edges, like nothing a tree would ever look like. You have like oaken twigs and logs, but just like jutting out at right angles. And some of them are huge, like kind of like these massive redwood sized like spikes of oaken coral. And then you also have, areas that are carpeted by, what look like grass, except it's just kind of carpets of leaves. And we're talking like leaves from all kinds of different trees, except like growing straight out of the ground, as if it was grass, but just like leaves growing out of the ground. And so it isn't super dense or difficult terrain, but it is a bit of a challenge driving, just because it becomes much rougher and more uneven terrain, and then you're constantly dodging around these massive like oaken coral reefs, basically. And you start to notice like little traces. So firstly, like animal life, which was just completely dead from like the waste part of the drive, is starting to return. And so you see a lot of insects. You see like tiny little like bugs and such, but like some of them have like bat wings or bird wings, and it's just this very uncanny, like you'll see a beetle with just like, instead of like translucent beetle wings, it'll just have like feathery wings on its back and stuff like that.
Oh, like hang on.
If you have an
There
image
is-
for this,
There is a kind of, I'm trying to remember what it is, but there is like a tiny little insect that basically has feathers for wings.
Ooh, I would love to know what that is. Here, I thought I was coming up with all these unusual megafauna, and as always, nature has
nature beat you to it. Fairy
nature has
wasps,
outdone
like
us.
smallest wasps. They're really tiny little wasps.
Ooh. Oh, okay. I see.
What
Yeah,
feathery
yeah.
little lad.
That's
Yeah.
like
Fairy
that cat.
flies. That's what I'm talking about. It's
Fairy
like
flies. These are, I would say, like, more explicitly like what we would think of as looking like bird wings.
Oh yeah, of course. I was just
but,
you said wings that looked feathery, and I was like, oh yeah, you mean like those real wasps that exist?
Yes, exactly. But yeah, but the thing is, these probably exist on a continuum, right? Like you probably have some of these more like reasonable looking insects, and then you also have like, oh, this just looks like strange hybrid animals and stuff.
And then one of them has like a horse tail or something.
Yes, absolutely. And some of them are, some of them are cat-sized. Not Duchess Gabrielle sized, but like, kitten-sized.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, just like as a general principle, please, at any point during this game, if y'all have like a fun megafauna, fun imaginary animal, fun cryptid you want to have show up, the floor is yours. Like, part of doing this is just like, let's have fun and have some fucking weird goofy animals show up. So
Hell yeah.
All right.
I hope we can all take part in this as a collective experience. I really
my
hope we
time has come.
Yes. Yeah, so you're driving your souped up Bentley, souped up pink cube through in and around this kind of tangle of coral, of open coral, and you do start to see on the horizon an Ironwood Battalion facility. It looks like those luxury homes that I've been watching a lot of Selling Sunset. Those luxury homes that are like, they're just kind of weirdly square, like tiers.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Thank you. This is perfect because I'm just saying the most batshit stuff, and y'all are like, "Oh, got it," and like coming up with references. This is perfect. This is an optimal GM experience.
When you pull up to the front, it looks like a giant dropped a shoebox, and then out the back there's an enormous deck, and the whole back side of the house is just glass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like one of those.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more. It's a little bit more like Area 51, like secret government facility. Like it doesn't have windows.
Okay.
It's more just kind of metal and stuff. But that's kind of the vibe. It still has like a luxury feel to it. It looks like the Oppenheim Group could be selling you this house. Like, if no one stops me, I'm just going to keep making references to bad Netflix reality shows. So,
Listen,
if
you got opinions on Love Is Blind, I'd love to hear.
Oh my god, no! I cannot derail the stream. Talk about that.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Okay, no. Oh my god, wait. Okay, after the stream on the break, we're talking about Love Is Blind. Okay.
We need like another 72-hour stream after this one that's just the debrief and all of the shit that we didn't get a chance to talk about because it was derailed the stream.
If this were a slightly like more improv heavy game, I would simply be like pulling in all of these like Rebecca Black and Love Is Blind people showing up and shit. If we were doing interstitial, this would be chaos right now. However, it is not. It is space fun. So we're in space, and there are no reality shows in space. You pull up to this facility, and there are sort of a few magisters, like so magisters are what the kind of mechs are called in this setting, that are kind of patrolling the area. But you've rolled well, and you've sort of taken a fast and quick route through this area to the point where the magisters have not noticed you. And you are able to roll up close to the facility without really being noticed.
Yeah.
One thing that I forgot, whenever somebody leads a sortie, I need to get some boons from my patrons.
Yes, you do. I would love for you. And
I think I need to do some rituals too, don't I?
I was just going to say, Skeeter, do you have rituals prepared?
Probably. Skeeter probably knows better than Mitchell does. Yep, you go.
You go first.
Okay, I'm just going to roll 2d6, and I'm just going to go on the order that they are listed in the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. 3 and 3!
Oh, can you get the same boon twice?
I don't know.
You can reroll if you want, just for variety.
I would like to. 1 die. 1d6. 2! So that is Tenacious Boon. When you cool off, you may choose to succeed as if you had rolled 10. If you do so, give your patron 1 influence.
That's
And
really good.
Masking Boon. You can mask yourself or an Astir you are attuned to against detection. When you do Roll Plus channel on a 10 plus, you are disguised or cloaked in a fashion appropriate to your patron. On a 7 to 9, the director will tell you a flaw with your disguise.
Fantastic. Those are both really good. While we're doing this,
Okay.
actually, do you want to briefly say who your patron is and what they're kind of associated with?
Yeah, sure. So, my patron is the Hidden Solstice. I don't really know much about her. I think her deal is that she has a counterpart that has been taken captive by the Imperium called the Equinox Secret. And they are using the Equinox Secret for some nefarious purpose for their magisters. And the Hidden Solstice does not like that and wants me to kind of fuck up the Imperium on her behalf.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as we've discussed, you do not actually know that your patron is the Hidden Solstice. Is that correct?
Right. I. It's kind of vague, but I just kind of assume that I'm just kind of following the will of the Duchess with all this stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know if my patron like directly impersonates the Duchess. But possibly.
When you like, I'm gonna just kind of conjecture, and you can say if this sounds right to you. When you like feel the power of the Duchess, or like feel the power of your patron, or commune with the Hidden Solstice, it feels to you like that's coming from that is like you're being empowered by the Duchess or by whatever empowers the Duchess.
Yeah.
It could be that just like the feeling of like serving this higher power is like you are from like you are familiar with the feeling of service to like a power beyond yourself, and that you're kind of like extrapolating those feelings onto it.
Yeah, they kind of feel similar enough that, I haven't really noticed that there is a difference in the source, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fantastic. Those are some good boons.
And
Skeeter,
I'm
do you
assuming.
know? Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna
No,
say
go
I
for it.
don't think we discussed this, but I'm assuming like the Duchess doesn't really know this is what Amaranthus thinks is going on. I think they haven't discussed it. That sound about
No,
right?
that sounds about right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that sounds like there is a lot that is sort of unsaid in the relationship between Duchess Gabrielle and Amaranthus, and it's just sort of mostly expressed through actions and, really like intense, unspoken conversations and stuff.
Exactly. The unspoken nature of their relationship is obvious. I think why this patron is really like so keen on Amaranthus as like a point of leverage.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. While we're here, Skeeter, do you wanna mention what your rituals are?
No, I just like to say why if people ever talked about anything, how would you generate tension and drama? You just couldn't do it.
Exactly.
No, so
Imagine
yeah,
Imagine two characters in fiction having a conversation about their feelings honestly.
couldn't
Couldn't be
couldn't
me.
couldn't do it.
Uh-uh.
No. Especially not for a one shot. God. So before every sortie, you prepare a set of complex rituals to bolster your magical potential. So you have to pick 3 of these rituals to prepare, and choose an effect for each for each below. I don't know what they are. One of them's definitely like changing out parts, because when your mech is a big exoskeleton, I think the idea of like changing parts from an exoskeleton onto the mech is pretty cool. I don't know what the other ones are, so I'll have to like think about it.
Cool.
Otherwise, it just looks like doing arcane rituals, but in a huge garage.
Mm.
We've probably got like a grease gun and a forklift to do. Like, what if instead of a orb and a wand, you did your magic rituals with a grease gun and a forklift? I don't know. But I'm taking spend. I'm going to take 2 of spend the ritual to make a specified move in confidence, and 1 of hold 2. You may spend this 1 for 1 to ignore a disadvantage.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'm just thinking, we have just rolled up to the action. We are just about to get into it, and it's probably going to be fairly go. Given that we're an hour in, do we want to take like a quick 5-minute break and then go into it? I don't know, guns blazing.
Yeah, that'd
That's
be pretty
good to
alright.
me.
Yes.
Sounds
Cool.
good. I need to grab a snack.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Let's
Just-
take 5 and be back like 1 or 2 minutes after the hour.
Sounds
Do
great.
some stretches.
See you in a bit.
recording. Now recording. Now recording. Now recording. Now recording.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Mac. Fight.
Fight. Mech. Okay. We are back as heck, folks. Yeah, and you've just rolled up to this facility completely unnoticed. So, what do you want to do?
I
Well,
like the
go ahead.
I like
Sorry,
the-
you have things to do.
I like the idea that as we've entered into this area, I just realized that because the actual two channelers in our team, like you don't need to bring a mech into battle because this is a magical girl transformation, right?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So is
I-
everybody just in this car? Do we have like a little Final Fantasy 15 tableau here, where like we've kind of stopped the car by the side of where we've stopped the car in the shade of like one of these of one of these coral trees, and we've just kind of got out for like a little picnic and and a briefing on what
Yeah.
we're about to do.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So we're doing that, and I think I say. So we're going to try and infiltrate this facility. Skeleton, what are you exactly going to be doing here?
Well, I'm very happy you asked. You see, I have, while I do not have, while I do not, strictly speaking, have clearance to enter this facility, I do absolutely have legal standing to enter this facility. It's one of those things where if you find a secret facility and you say that you would really like to go inside and you're a minister, then really there's not much they can do about it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's all right. I was thinking, I mean, you can go kind of in that direct. Maybe we like split up. So maybe that's not the best. Well, we'll see. What I was thinking is that I'm really good at sneaking, right? I'm very
Oh, likewise.
Exactly. I'm very good at sneaking, and I'm very, I think I keep a low profile, she says, and she bats one of the big stars on her mask. And so I could go ahead and sort of scout ahead and take a look and see if I can find something interesting or a way for us to get in. Any of those kinds of things.
Well, it does
Well,
look like a big house, so there do seem to be several ways to enter.
Yeah, probably, but we could figure out the best one. Or I could figure out the best one.
There's at least 2 windows. I mean, I feel like you could sneak off and then we could just walk behind Minister Skeleton holding clipboards, probably.
This is a possibility.
Just like an assistant and an intern.
Mm.
Oh, that's really fun.
I don't know
Alternatively,
if
if
I
you're
like the idea of the Duchess going off on her own.
Mhm.
I'll be perfectly fine. And if
Well,
anything happens,
If you can fit through a cat door, you're more than welcome to follow them. But I don't think that's going to be as much of an option.
You'd be
Yeah, and
surprised the
I've got the
places that I
promise.
could
Don't
fit.
worry about it.
Yeah,
Oh.
let's remember that Amaranthus is also a cat girl and also has practice fitting through cat doors, I assume.
I mean,
Just larger ones.
Remember, Amaranthus, when we're out on a mission, you're not supposed to call me the Duchess. You're supposed to call me Nebula. I'm undercover, remember?
Right. Sorry, Nebula.
Yes, well,
No,
well,
the joke there was like, yes, of course, Duchess Nebula.
Right.
Dang it.
I propose we split. I propose we split up two ways. The minister and Skeeter will go in through the front, and Nebula and I will find a more clandestine entrance.
mhm.
That's
Okay,
great, that's
so
great.
This place has a chapel?
Wait,
What?
I don't know. I must not know what a clandestine is.
Clandestine
just kinda
is like sneaky.
No, that's in character. I know what clandestine.
Oh!
But Skeeter's like, what?
Well, that was in character too.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
We're all good.
cool.
so when the
I-
clergy need to make a sneaky little entrance.
Oh, I don't want to think about why they need to do that.
Tax
Okay.
evasion.
Okay.
I'm always a fan of splitting the party, so this sounds great.
Love that for us.
Yes, it seems we have a it seems we have a perfect split right down the middle.
Perfect.
Now we should. Now, ideally, we would make a plan on where exactly we rendezvous again, and figure out how we'll be meeting again, and what signals we give each other. On the other hand, we could simply not do that and trust in
Yeah, no.
Providence to see
No,
us through.
we move forward and then we cut back to that happening in a flashback here.
Exactly.
Obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, I think a good rule of thumb is if you see any mech transformations, that's gonna be us. It means it's fight time.
Run towards the explosions.
Exactly. You get it.
Yeah.
She kind of like sits up, really, sort of like almost back on her hind legs, like a
Yeah.
cat, like in the sunshine. I mean, literally, like you know what I mean. When cats like go in the sun, they like put their face up to the sun.
Great. Okay.
All right.
Seems like we have a plan.
It does.
If only we had thought of
it
this
sounds-
when we were doing the lead a sortie.
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Listen, I believe in us. We'll
Sortie
be
in
successful.
a sortie within a sortie?
Double sortie.
Who
Sortie
would
squared.
like to who would we like to cut to first? Who wants to go first here? Of this Skeleton and Skeeter or Gabrielle and Amaranthus?
I mean, we've got to see the sneak mission before we see the. Just like immediately.
Of course.
Hmm.
Yes.
I am inclined to agree.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. So let's see it. Okay. So what does this look like? What are you trying to do here?
So, I would like to use one of my moves, which is Gorilla. When you
Okay.
attempt to evade detection or sneak past others, roll plus no. On a 10 plus, choose 2. On a 7 and 9, choose 1, or choose 2 and take a risk. It is you avoid detection, you find something hidden or forgotten, you can set up for an ambush, or you find a way to allow others to follow you without being detected.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
So that's a no roll. So I think I'd like to see. So are you just kind of like looking around the facility? Is there something in particular you're looking for while you're doing this?
So I've been thinking about this. I think that she is the facility is surrounded by these coral trees, right?
Yes, it is.
So what are cats good at? They're good at climbing.
Mhm.
And so she's getting on these coral trees and kind of like hopping from branch to branch around the facility. She's looking for like windows to see what's inside. And if that fails, I'd like to jump on the roof and see if there's like a roof access.
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds good.
See what's going on in there, basically.
Yeah. Cool. So why don't you go ahead and make that roll?
Yeah, absolutely. So I roll 2d6, and I have a +1 now. Woo!
Oh, that's an 11. Okay.
yeah.
Good rolls so far. I mean, I guess there's only been like 3, but good rolls so far.
Let's not curse ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah. So which of those 2 do you want to take?
That is the question. So I would like to say for certain that I avoid detection.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm debating between you find something hidden or forgotten, or you find a way to allow others to follow you without being detected.
So
and I was
what
wondering-
I'm gonna say that what this will mean is that Amaranthus will need to roll in order to also remain undetected.
Okay. I mean, Amaranthus, how are you feeling about rolling to pretend to not be detected?
Oh, I did get the masking boon, so I think I'm in a good spot in that regard.
Yes, you super did.
Yeah, okay. Then that's easy. I would like to find something hidden or forgotten.
Great. Let's do that then. I think what you find is I think it is particularly like you find a hidden entrance basically. There is so the facility doesn't really have any obvious windows, but you know because you're a scout and also a cat, and cats are great at getting into places. That there are sort of like there are going to be vents and that like kind of air exchange systems and etc. And what you find is like not it's kind of like a smokestack, except smoke isn't coming out of it. It's also like it's not like as obvious as like a big smokestack outside of the building. It is like a pathway that like something can leave the facility, but nothing appears to be leaving through that hole. So you can draw your own conclusions onto what this is here for. But yes, you are able to find this and sneak in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll go back and I'll I mean, no, I should grab Amaranthus before I go snooping too much. So I'll head back and tell her what I found and that there's a way for us to get in, and there's a weird vent pipe.
A vent pipe. That's exactly.
While you were like doing all of that scouting, I think I just I was hidden somewhere on like the outer edge of this facility, and I think Amaranthus just kind of like kneels down to the ground, and I want to ask my patron, you know, uh, what are we really doing here? So,
Interesting. This is is this a read the room?
I was gonna say it dispel uncertainties.
Oh,
since
sure.
I, kind of like I really don't have a grasp of what's in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is an excuse because I took the occult lore move, and so when you consult your patron for information, you may dispel uncertainties with channel.
Okay.
And so I am going to roll 2d6 plus 2.
Go for it. Oh my god, that is a 13.
That is a 13.
Oof. I cannot wait for these this good luck to run out. That's going to be very exciting for me. But for the time being, yes. So on a 10 plus, I will tell you something directly useful to you. I will tell you something directly useful you know about the situation or subject at hand. So what would you like to know?
mean, I think I said, what are we really here for?
According to from the words of your patron, basically.
Who I, think is the Duchess.
So you don't know any of the stuff that we were talking about, like the, the secret, the hidden solstice and the equinox secret.
Right.
Okay. So basically, what you learn, and I mean, you learn this from consulting your patron, so we can be a little bit, a little bit vague about like how exactly this knowledge comes to you. But there is an energy here, that is like being channeled into and out of the environment. So I think it started as like, this really was a terraforming project. And there was an attempt to make this into viable farmland. But now with the energy that was used, something else is going on. Like that project shifted in some unknown way, and now there is an attempt to like extract energy from the unique flora and fauna in this environment in order to study and use. Does that make sense? Oh, Miranda, you're muted. I'm not sure if that's...
Sorry, I was coughing. Yeah,
No worries.
that makes sense to me.
Out of character, you are being told this because this has something to do with what's going on with the Equinox secret. Like, it is either her power that is being used directly or some, variant or offshoot of her power.
Okay. All right.
So if you can, figure out what that is, figure out how to stop it, you might be able to, stop the plans, stop the Imperium's plans here.
All right. That's some good information to know.
But yeah, so Gabrielle, are you going in through this entrance?
Ah, absolutely, I'm going into this entrance.
I'm just going to say, it is because this came up, and I just want to clarify this. This is not big enough for a magister. This is like person sized, or I mean, a little less than person sized.
Cat size, one might say.
Yes, exactly.
Medium-sized cat, yeah.
Medium-sized.
Okay, really, really small magisters. I see.
Duchess sized. Yeah. Are you, Amaranthus? Are you going to try to follow?
Yeah. I also want to try to cloak myself in magic to make myself a little harder to detect.
Mm-hmm. So to do that, you roll plus channel.
Okay. Don't think I have any. Let's see.
Should have +2.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if I had like gotten influence with my patron for using any of that. So. Hmm.
How does
Well.
another 13?
Unstoppable!
Hold on.
The more this happens, the more I'm convinced we're gonna be tracking the front door team with yakety sax when we move over.
Oh my god, it could happen. Yeah. So what does that look like?
Let's see. What would be good? I think I kind of just, become a little more transparent, and it kind of like flickers when I move.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too extreme, but enough that if somebody like glances over and sees me, they probably will believe that they were just seeing something. Hopefully.
There's a line in this move that I really like, which is you're disguised or cloaked in a fashion appropriate to your patron. So is there anything fun happening here that could be tied into the aesthetics of Hidden Solstice? Any
I'm
kind
open
of
to
like...
ideas.
Sorry?
I'm open to ideas. Let me think about it though. I really should have like nailed some good aesthetics for my patron, but
Oh, that's okay. Um, Something that I think is just like coming to mind. So, I mean, I'm getting a lot of, from the name of your magister, which we will get to, but also from the Hidden Solstice, I'm getting a lot of, like sun and solar themes. So something I think could be cool is like a sundog effect. You know, are you familiar?
yeah, I am.
So you get this kind of like not quite a halo, but almost sort of like a reverse halo, these like arcs of light. And it's maybe just like something that glints when you're, and it's not enough to detect you, but it's just sort of this like strange visual phenomenon around you.
Yeah. That's a really good visual.
Cool. So you are undetectable, which means that I would say that there's not any particular risk with you trying to climb this coral tree and following Margaret into the or sorry, not Margaret, following Duchess Gabrielle into the building.
All right.
Please, it's Nebula.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Following Nebula into the building. Thank you.
Yeah, she's got her mask on. She is incognito.
It's so funny to me to think of like the Duchess being like, "Guys, it's Nebula," and they're just like in a team planning
Yes.
meeting and just
Yes, Duchess.
She's very excited about this, you guys.
As your Duchess, I order you to call me Nebula.
She would never order anyone. She would just ask them really, really nicely.
Really nicely.
Has anybody else here read Animorphs?
Yes.
Stop calling me Prince. Yes, Prince Jake.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh my god, I want to talk about Amorphs too. Oh, a lot of topics for conversation.
Just jump into my DMs. It's fine.
Yes, absolutely. Um, front door team. Skeleton and Skeeter. Oh, I just realized those names are nicely nicely consonant. Skeleton and
Get
Skeeter.
Skeleton.
How's that
Yeah,
going?
I did it on purpose. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I think the first step of this plan is that we just kind of, dodge the patrols and pull up quietly to the front of this installation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like you time it so the patrol goes around the corner and then you walk up to the next thing,
Oh no, we like drive up.
Oh, drive up.
Quietly.
Yes.
The
Oh, dude.
The music in Zelda Ocarina of Time when you're sneaking past the guards is playing. The like doo 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 doo. Anyways, yes, go for it.
Is this a roll or can we just make this happen?
I mean, as a result of the sortie, you are making it to the action unscathed. I think you can get up to the front door without making a roll.
You press the buzzer and says, "I think we have an appointment" or something,
What happens is that Skeleton steps out of the car. I think takes off the jacket. The jacket just melts away into nothingness. Takes off the flat cap, unwraps his scarf, and progressively as he takes off. Somehow he keeps taking off clothes, but there's just more under there, and I think he's now dressed in like proper ministerial robes, like white and gold, decorated with doves.
I love him so much.
He takes off the driving goggles, and underneath that are shades.
Gotcha. There are the shades.
What's the entrance here look like?
Yeah, so it's like a I want to say one of those kind of like industrial, like slightly futuristic industrial looking metal doors where there's this sort of like zigzag, like, entrance between two doors and kind of like a big metal door frame around that. I make so many gestures that you can't see. And there is a little like keypad buzzer outside of it. There's probably like a nice little like yellow and black striped like kind of caution pattern around the door.
Okay, yeah, I think I ring the doorbell, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And you hear a voice on the other end say, "Hello, yes, your appointment?
Yes,
State your name
hello.
and business."
Yes, hello, Minister Ivor Skeltung here, and I think he rattles off like a long code of personal identification to make it clear that he is actually Minister Ivor Skeltung, and I think and he lays out like yes, I was in the neighborhood and I'm conducting an inspection of this facility.
You have a of the voice on the other hand say, or on the other end say, Ivor Skeleton, we don't have you in the book here.
Of course you don't have me in the book here. It's a surprise inspection.
You hear a heavy sigh and a rush of static on the other end of the voice box. And you hear the voice say, "Listen, Minister, we appreciate having you show up, but we can't just let you, we can't just let anyone into the facility. You are going to need to make a rule here."
Yeah, I think Minister Skelton gets indignant that he should be treated this way. I will have you know that I am a minister. I am here on official business, and
Yeah.
if you do not let me in right this second, I'm going to have you all exiled.
Skeeter has like a clipboard with some forms for the people who minister for the people that do this to Minister Skeleton to fill out, so he can come for them personally in his quarterly review.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I think this is what was this again? This was like
You have a move for this, I think.
yeah, but it's like a move that adds on to something else. I think this might be like Weather the Storm.
Yeah,
or
it's
something
when
like
you
that, or-
exchange blows. So I think you're talking about bureaucrat.
Yeah, this is for exchange blows, I guess.
Yeah, so bureaucrat is when you exchange blows with talk, which means you'll be exchanging blows. When you exchange blows with foes capable of defending themselves, roll plus clash, roll plus talk. You are talking to a someone on the other end who is, you're not talking to a higher up, you're talking to like the person who is at the door, basically. And so it's this is going to be just like a mook tier threat, basically. And yeah, you're talking to them. So yeah, why don't you give me a roll?
All right. So that's 2d6 plus 1, I believe. I don't have advantage here. That's an 11.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, on a 10 plus, either your opponent takes a risk or you take a risk and put your opponent in peril. So what does that look like?
Well, I think in this case there is a lot of so my bureaucrat move actually lets me do some extra things in here.
Oh, yes. Why don't you read that out?
Yeah. When you would exchange blows with talk to slow someone down or distract them with regulations, bylaws, and whatever pieces of red tape you can think of, you can also choose one from the below, even on a fail. One of them is you're not lying. They'll really be in trouble if they don't listen to you. The next is you can hold them up for more than a brief moment. The third is they won't remember or recognize you, and the fourth is you don't need to take a risk. In this case, I would like to put them in peril, and I think I think not need to take a risk in return.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, yeah.
And also I think I really am not lying. There is like, or actually
you can only take one of those, right?
it's you can you can only choose one. So yeah, I'm just not gonna take a risk then.
Okay. Yeah, so what peril are you putting this person in?
I think the peril in this case is I think the peril in this case is I think their name is on the list. Like I asked them to identify themselves. They, in a horrible mistake, identify themselves because they
Yes.
think they have legal standing. So I
Mhm.
just note their name down on the list, and they are now on that list, and that list is not one you want to be on.
Yeah. This is Sydney
no.
Brass, by the way. It's one of the kind of like, I mean, no one in this facility is particularly like low tier because this is still a government facility, but they are, they're just like a I don't know military hierarchy terms very well. They are like a kind of low level officer rather than anything higher up.
Mhm.
And I should just mention, so the Ironwood Battalion, which is the name of sort of the military arm of this Imperium, they all have a sort of metal-based naming scheme. So they have last names like iron or brass. These are, and then they have like a first name that is sort of a personal identifier. These might be the names that they came in with when they joined the Imperium, or they might not. So this is Sydney Brass, Brass being like a fairly low level individual within the Ironwood Battalion. And
God.
yeah, you have given them the peril watched, observed.
It's so much funnier if this organization can only hire people whose surnames are already metals.
Yeah. It's just the one family that is unfortunately named, such and such iron, and it's like, oh, we have to draft another family member into the
Yep.
empire.
Gotta give them
All-
something to do.
All of the pig iron cousins work here.
Exactly. Yeah, so what do you say then exactly? Or you just say that they're like their name is going to be on a list basically?
Now, Sydney, I understand that you're only doing your duty, but you do understand that while I am doing your duty, your name currently figures very prominently in a list. You do realize that obstructing a minister from going wherever the fuck he pleases is a capital offense.
Sorry, that really got me. Yeah, so I think yeah, so they are defenseless right now. You have inflicted one risk upon them. I think you probably still need another roll, which is to say you need to like kind of defeat them in this combat in order to be led into the facility, which is to say you would need to strike decisively. They are now defenseless.
Okay, I'm gonna strike decisively here then.
I should just check, Skeeter. Do you want to? Do you have anything particularly for this, or do you want to?
No. If Skeleton wants to strike decisively, I'm going to let them.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Well, also, you might be able to strike decisively.
I'm really bad at talk, and I don't think I can punch my way through this.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I have a better one for this. Because really, the exchange of blows should still change the circumstance, even if it doesn't remove this character as a threat. So what happens is that you hear a long radio silence over the intercom, and then you hear a very resigned voice say, "Minister Skeleton, prepare for entry at the door," and you a few moments later, a very hairy looking person with kind of like ratty brown hair and big glasses and a clipboard, also a clipboard, shows up at the door. The door opens in kind of this like slow kind of sliding mechanical sliding door as both sides of the door open up. And this person is Sydney Brass is on the other side, but they're not letting you pass just yet. And they say, Minister Skeleton, I presume.
You would presume correctly. And this, of course, is my main man. And this, of course, is my main man bug, Skeeter Hawk. I would never leave home without him.
Yuma, g'day.
Um, and Sydney says, Minister Skeleton, I can let you into this facility, but I will need you to sign a number of documents. Please have your legal team review these, and we can get back to you on a reasonable time frame. And just provides like a mountain of paperwork.
Is there something that I could do to have prepared this already and hand them the already filled out forms?
Oh my god. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what that is.
I think this is just a strike decisively, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Huh?
With like no?
It's always strike decisively is always either clash or talk. Anything that is physical is going to be clash, and anything that is like mental is or like communicative is going to be talk.
Can I do it like as aggressively as possible? Just like just slam the filled out paperwork onto them. I just don't want it to be talk.
Only
could
if
also
you are trying to cause them physical harm in doing so.
Okay. I guess look, yeah, sure. I'll roll with a -2.
You don't. Here's the
could.
thing. You don't have to do this. You can also just hit this person.
Yeah, you super can.
I could
You
also
just
hit
beat
the
them up.
person. But I don't want to. Oh no! But I want us to like, okay.
Maximus side of the already completed paperwork.
Yeah.
I could this be one of my? Could I lean on one of my prepared rituals here to move in confidence?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, cool, okay. Let's do
Um,
that. I just want to beat this person with paperwork. I just want to.
mhm.
I just want to win. I just want to beat them at their own game.
Yeah, I understand. That's a talk roll, which is -2 for you.
It is -2.
I'm
sorry,
love
I was
how.
typing it all out.
Oh.
Yes, here we go. Let's
Music to
go.
my ears. That's a 3, baby.
A 3 and a 2. -2. 3 total. Confidence doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yep. No, that's a 3, baby.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I filled out the like. I filled out the paperwork that says that I'm okay with them taking photographs of me.
Mhm. Oh my god. I'm trying to think of the funniest way for this to happen.
It's in crayon.
We can talk about this. We can decide if this is too much or no. But I think what happens is you present this stack of paperwork to Sydney Brass, and they take a few minutes to look at it, and they sort of flip through the pages, and they're like, "Yeah, yeah." And then they say, "Wait, Skeleton, did you give Skeeterhawk's full name, or Skeeterhawk, did you give your own full name?"
No.
I gave Skeeterhawk's full name, which is
Oh, you
Skeeterhawk.
did.
Okay.
Yeah, true.
You and then I think Sydney Brass looks up at you and says, "Thank you, Mr. Hawk." And they drop the papers and pull out a gun and shoot you.
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I think that's really funny, but we can
Yeah, that's
decide
great.
if that's too much.
No.
That's exactly right.
Okay, great.
We were moments away from doing the same thing, and we chose not to.
Yeah, you really
Yep.
did. Yeah, they just pull out a blaster and shoot you. Take the peril, riddled.
Yeah, sure. It's not.
Um,
Hey, January. I don't want to tell you how to do your own job.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be perforated at all?
It could be perforated. Would
Yeah?
you like for it to be perforated?
I would like, just because I'm like a papery thin exoskeleton man. I think
Yeah.
perforated
Yeah, I like that.
makes more sense.
You know what?
And
Take
then I
the
can
peril perforated.
Yeah, and I'll also tick off direct fat reference on the bingo card as well for players at home.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey.
In fact, I was almost going to make another one of those by saying that 2 things happen.
Oh.
I think after shooting you, Sydney Brass speaks into a little wrist-mounted communicator and says, "Yeah, we're gonna need security at the main entrance."
Wait, hold on a second.
Mhm.
There's an entire third party in this conversation.
Is that you?
Yes,
Mhm.
and as a matter of fact, I am even as this happens attempting to shoot Sydney Brass lethally
Mhm.
with a spyglass ray that I've conveniently packed for this journey.
Uh huh. Yeah. Um. I I would say that is a strike decisively, given that they are defenseless.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, give me that roll.
Yeah, and the spyglass ray is elemental. Is Sydney Brass mundane?
Sydney Brass is mundane, yes, on foot.
So I think I get advantage on this.
You get confidence.
Oh, I do.
You're one speaking of
What?
sixes.
Okay, so there's just a 2d6+1 then.
Yeah. Let's see your roll.
Let's see. Amazing! I love this.
All right.
Nice. This is your fault. You understand that, don't you, Margaret? You brought this down upon us. You brought this down upon us with your energy.
I like how it's now Margaret's fault because Margaret and Miranda rolled well and y'all didn't.
Well, no. She was like, this is going to happen. We're going to cut to the other side, and it's going to be like
That's true.
clown shoes.
I think I also said that though, so I think it's probably my fault too.
Mm.
We can share the breastplate.
Yeah. Oh. What can happen here? Okay, here this I think could be cool. Sydney Brass might be defenseless, but they are not defenseless. They may be capital D defenseless, but they are not lowercase d defenseless. I think what they do is sensing that you are, or like seeing you pull out your gun, they like raise their other arm, the arm that they are not speaking into a communicator with, and raise a like wrist like shield force field thing. And the ray gun shots just are either absorbed or like scattered to the wind, basically. And you start to hear, I think, emergency sirens, or like kind of like emergency klaxons. And I don't think they shoot you, but I am also going to start a clock. This is not the clock for the emergency sirens. That has just happened, but this is another separate clock that I am going to start.
Amazing.
Tick tock on the clock.
I guess I could give you. I'm not going to give you a risk, I think. But
Thank you.
you should feel very lucky about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have like helped. Can I just like I just want to fire back. I just like I want to get him.
Before
Or just
we
get in.
before we do that.
Do we want to cut back to the other side?
While this absolute clown fiesta is unfolding in front of our eyes, do we want to return to to Nebula and Amaranthus?
Please.
Please, I want this cutaway as the sirens go to us in the vents.
Just this like. Sorry, that sounded way more like a cat than like klaxons. Meow! All the klaxons sound like cats. Your hackles are
Oh,
raised.
man,
Klaxons.
in the duchy.
Yeah, that's what the duchy klaxons sound like. You've got to make up your
Yeah.
own new ones for this.
You don't
that's
have emergency.
awful. That
You
means
don't have
that
emergency alarms. You just have a bunch of cats that yowl when you're in danger.
Yeah.
I was gonna say your klaxons just sound like people screaming then
Yeah.
to the cat people. That's awful.
true. That's horrible.
It'd be
Okay.
really hard to ignore.
It would be.
Exactly. Imagine just if there was an emergency and you just heard big over the loudspeakers people screaming, you would pay attention. It's a great emergency deterrent. It's worked very well.
Yeah, there's a reason
Right.
the Duchess is still kicking.
How
Listen,
deep are we into this facility when these sirens hit?
How far
Yeah.
into it are you?
Yeah.
I think you are like the sort of like vent entrance has deposited you like into the main like into a hallway. You are in the main body of this facility, and then you
Okay.
hear
Well, I didn't think they were going to go the distraction route, but I think we have an opportunity here.
got it. Let's take a look. And I just like to start. I don't want to just start opening doors, but I want to see what's going on. What's happening?
you know, there's a roll for that.
There is.
It's called Read the Room.
Amaranthus, would you like to read the room? Because that's a plus sense, isn't it?
It is plus sense. However, you did describe an action you were taking, which means that, you know,
I can
Yeah, I
help.
do have to roll it. Yeah, maybe
you
help would be
absolutely
good.
can help, yeah.
Okay, so that's just 2d6 plus 1 for the gravity clock.
Yes. Or yes, yeah, that's correct. Oh, see, your side is rolling perfectly. Oh, that's an 11. No problems here.
Rude.
Listen. All right, so help gets
yeah.
me an
So when you read
extra.
the room on a 10 plus, hold 3 to ask questions one for one. Who has the upper hand? What is being overlooked here? How does X really feel? What are X's real intentions? How is it X at risk or in peril?
All right,
Take
so
advantage when you act on answers.
okay, so if I had help, then that adds an extra +1 to my roll. Yeah.
Yes, you have a 12. But, you know.
Oh no, this is.
Oh, sorry. That was the help. My bad.
That was the help. Yes,
I got
yeah.
confused.
Okay.
I was about to
Okay,
just
so I'm
give you
rolling.
there.
Listen, I'll take it.
Actually, does it give you advantage, or does it give you? Yeah, you have advantage, so that's better, I think.
I have advantage. Okay, that is better.
So you roll 3d6 and take the top 2.
All right, 3d6. And then I'll subtract 1 at the end. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So that's an 11 minus 1 because I have 1 sense, but that's still a 10. That's
That
still
is a
full
10.
success.
Absolutely.
All right.
So you do all the things that I just mentioned.
Where? Oh boy.
I will paste the read the room questions into.
Thank you. I've closed my. Oh no, I didn't close my document.
That's okay.
Read.
I'm taking these from the director reference, which is extremely handy, though I think it is also one edition out of date. So if anyone has any things where they're like, that doesn't sound right, you can tell me.
Yeah. I will start with. And I get 3. I get 3. So I'm gonna start
3.
with what is being overlooked here?
Yeah. So, what is being overlooked? I mean, firstly, you. I think like with a roll of a 10 plus on this, you haven't incurred any danger. You are still undetected. Both of you, like you haven't done anything that could endanger yourselves. So you know there's action happening. I don't know if you see anyone directly, but like you hear footsteps, you hear the mechanical whirring of people getting into magisters and whatnot. But you have not like made yourself known. I think what is being overlooked is that you immediately are pointed towards the basement of this facility, where I think you probably, this is where the help from Amaranthus comes in. Amaranthus, that energy signature that you were getting earlier, that sort of like stuff that is, going on here that may be related to your patron, that's coming from the basement of the facility. And you can kind of follow that vague option, like that vague path that tells you like there's a lot of mechanical stuff here, but there is something, excuse me, there's something distinctly organic that is coming from the basement. You can also hold on to that hold.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that for now. But I would like to head towards the base if
Okay.
Amaranthus wants to come with me.
Yes.
Um,
Can we say that you maybe found an elevator or something? Or should that be another roll to find one?
You can maybe trade in one of your read the room to ask a question. I think basically that would take another one of your hold.
Hmm. Or could I? Well, I don't know if I want to. I don't want to just lean on my gorilla move, and do it like twice in a row, basically.
I think it's probably I would say like that is still under,
Yeah.
essentially, okay. Now that the alarms are going off,
Yeah.
I think to make it to the basement safely and undetected, you will need to give me a weather the storm.
Okay.
I think that depending on if you ask any other of your read the room questions, you can potentially get advantage on that roll. I don't think you have advantage yet. I think you have advantage for whatever is in the basement, but you don't have advantage to get there. If that makes sense.
Okay. Let's see. Do we want to take a hold on that, or do I want to?
I have pretty good sense, so if we're just like looking for like trying to sneak through
Yeah,
this facility,
I also have. Yeah, let's. Sorry, Miranda, you're totally cutting out right now.
oh, how do I sound now?
Ah, good.
You sound okay.
There we
I can
go.
hear you.
Okay, weird.
It could have just been my internet, also.
Maybe. So yeah, are we just gonna try and sneak through this facility to wherever an elevator is?
Yeah, I guess we could do that. We can just weather the storm. I'm all right with that. I'm okay with rolling a little more.
You could do this as a group move
Yeah.
if you wanted to. I think if you didn't, you would probably both need to make a weather the storms.
Oh. Remind me
Okay,
how group moves work?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, so when everyone would be performing the same move, or if multiple people want to help with something, which is not the case, you can make it a group move. When performing a group move, the person participating with the lowest relevant trait makes the roll, but anybody participating counts as doing so. So if you have any advantage or hold, you can all spend it.
Yeah. Between the two of us, I've got a +1 in Defy. And no.
Amaranthus has a +2. So you would both be, instead of having to make two rolls, one at a +1 and one at a +2, you would be making one roll with a +1.
Okay.
I think that's a fine on for you. Yeah.
Yeah, fine by me.
All right, let's do it.
That's just gravity.
2d6. 1. We're not acting with advantage here. I've used all of my sneaky hold. You got anything else that we can use, Miranda?
Hmm. No, like I doubt my masking boon helps out with you rolling, so that's all I
Yeah.
have.
All right. Then let's do it.
I was just
Sorry,
gonna
I just
say,
did it.
I was actually just gonna say, I would say because of Gorilla and the Masking Boon, I actually will let you roll with advantage because, like, you are pretty close to being unattended. You still got a 9, so it can only get
I'll
better.
just add another, then it doesn't change anything.
You
Oh.
rolled another 2. It's no difference. On a 7 to 9, you succeed, but at some cost. Your director will ask you to settle for less, take a risk, or make a difficult choice. Let me think about this. I think I might just go the easy route and ask you to take a risk. And I think just one risk for Nebula, given that you're the one leading the role, makes sense. But I am going to get you to take the risk harried. There are, like, you are going to encounter, like, people running through the halls and stuff, and, like, your cloaking, your kind of collective cloaking and sneaking is good, but it's not that good. So it's taking a lot of pressure on you to, actually, alternatively, I have a better one. What if Amaranthus, you take the risk taxed, because your cloaking magic is really being pushed to the brink here.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds good for me.
Cool. So you are sort of dashing through this facility, and I think you're getting a rough sense of how it's built out, which is like there's a lot of hallways and then there's a lot of big open rooms, basically. I think like there's a laboratory somewhere, there's like a hangar for magisters, there's other kind of like, and then there's a lot of, like hallways, there's probably like a server bank somewhere. But the real magic is happening in the basement, and you find kind of a bit of a neglected. It seems like people don't really go to the basement very much. You find a neglected stairway. I think it's probably through a like a kind of like obscured door, and it's in kind of a state of disrepair. And you sort of run down this stairway and into the basement. And when you do, when you open the door that leads into the sort of like main basement area, you are immediately faced with an enormous, I would say, 7 or 8 foot tall wolf. This wolf has 6 legs, and it has 4 large feathery moth wings on its back. And this wolf howls once deeply and loudly. And as it howls, Amaranthus, you hear a voice speak into your mind. And it says, "It is time to prove your purpose." We cut back to Geltung and Skeeter.
You'll never take us alive! Pew, pew, pew! Ha ha ha! Pew, pew, pew! Take that, you brigands! Pew, pew! Is this not what we're doing?
It can be. Is that what you're doing?
Could be, yes.
I mean, how do you feel about that, Skeleton?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, pew, pew!
I think at this point, Skeleton would really appreciate if you killed this man.
Yeah, sure.
I think everyone would appreciate if you kill this man.
Maybe kill him so
To
hard.
this person. Maybe not Nebula. Yeah, so
I mean, I'm saying pew, so I'm probably using my sidearm,
I think that sounds right.
which is ranged defensive. And am I just rolling the strike decisively? No. Exchange blows?
That is strike decisively, because despite causing unimaginable chaos, Sydney Brass is still technically defenseless.
Yeah, cool. So it's just 2d6?
You have Clash?
I have heaps of Clash. I've Clash for days. I forgot to add my Clash. So
Clash
it isn't a 4.
Your Clash is +3.
My Clash is +3, so that's a 7.
So you do it.
Thank God you rolled a 7.
I rolled a 3 and a 1, but I did get a 7.
This, like, one, just, like, low tier, just, like, foot soldier has been causing so much pain, and I love that about this. Sometimes people are competent. Okay, so strike decisively on a 7 to 9. You succeed, which is to say, director characters are killed, incapacitated, or otherwise removed as a threat, as according to the fiction. However, you choose one. You overreach or underestimate, take a risk. You waste ammo or words, losing use of a weapon until you can rearm, or losing the weight of some bargaining chip or piece of leverage. And then the last one is basically, I have the wrong wording in the director reference, but you cause a bunch of chaos, basically. The situation escalates beyond your control, which it kind of already has.
The wording I've got here is you strike carelessly, causing collateral damage beyond your expectations.
Yes,
What do you reckon,
that's the one.
Skeleton? Am I like, are we losing a bargaining chip or piece of leverage here in that, like, fucking everybody on this base knows we're here? Or
I feel like that's a ship that's already sailed.
that's already sailed? Yeah, I figured. But what if we just sneak it in there under the wire? Yeah, it's just like so much. I'm just shooting into officers and officers, not officers.
Mhm.
Pew, pew, pew. Just yeah. There's like pieces of electronic equipment that's just exploding and sending sparks everywhere.
Mhm.
Just yeah.
Yeah. Well, the good
So
news is,
carelessly.
you do take out Sydney Brass. Is this so? Are you trying to kill this person? Like, just straight up? We should have a brief
in, like-
conversation about,
In like a Saturday morning cartoon kind of a way.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So we
I think
will.
it's like I've got 4 arms, so I punch them and then I give them an uppercut, and then like they lift up off into the air, and then I shoot them with my laser gun, and there's a big burst of light, and then it cuts to another shot of like more chaos, and we
Mhm.
don't see.
Yep. Yep. No, that sounds
Yeah.
good. That totally works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as like the kind of chaos that you've caused, I think part of this is to your benefit. So the sort of hallway that you are in, which opens up into the greater facility, I think you're sort of like starting fires. Like I think,
Hell yeah!
like
I love to start fires in a logging camp.
yeah, exactly. You hear the like movement of foot soldiers as they're moving through the hallway, and like there's sort of a like small fires are building in the path they would be going down. However, behind you, the two or at least I think one of the two magisters is has landed, or they are landing and they are approaching. So what you see, so they're still a distance away. You have time to like make maneuvers, but these are two mechs, two magisters. The names of Ironwood Battalion, and I think throughout the Imperium, the names of their mechs are sort of based around different types of magic. So the standard unit is called the Alchemist. They're colloquially called Tin Men. They're just sort of these like big, blocky, like big metal guys with these kind of cone heads. And they carry rifles basically. They're just sort of rank and file mechs. And then so one of these is just like a rank and file alchemist, and then the second is a kind of more custom unit that is called a sorcerer, and this sorcerer sort of has it's like Darth Maul's double-bladed lightsaber, except both sides are whips.
Hell yeah!
Oh,
That sounds so impractical. I love it.
Horribly impractical. Yeah.
Can I throw to the minister here?
Yeah. I think Mr. Skeleton claps his hands together and goes, all right, well done, Skeeterhawk.
Like the mechs land, and I go, you get inside, minister. I'll hold them off. Come and get it, come get your oil, Tin Men. And
all right.
Yeah, we follow the minister inside.
Yeah, I think the minister goes, all right, I was going to invite you to join me in the vents, but if not, then no, don't die.
I haven't died yet.
Evidently. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Skeleton goes forth and maybe swipes a key card off the body of the of Sydney of Sydney Brass.
Picks it up off the ground from like a hand on the ground, right?
Yeah. Goes in there, tries to get into a vent. Basically escape the closing loop.
Yeah, absolutely. I am going to need a weather the storm for this.
Okay.
To prove that you can like find event access to get into, and also like, make it in before the foot soldiers arrive.
Okay. So this is so I'm trying to stay undetected. So I roll this with advantage.
Yeah.
And what sort of stat is this?
Okay, so whether the storm is plus defy to dodge, tough it out, or strong arm your way through, or plus no to make it through with quick thinking or the ace up your sleeve. This seems more no. Like kind of the grace under fire to dodge into the vents, but you can make a case for either.
Okay, yeah, I think this checks out. I think it doesn't make any difference because like both my defy and no are +0.
Yeah.
Yes, this is true. It's only with sense that it would make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to roll 3d6 here. That's a 10.
Ooh, that is a 10. You do it. There is a like you see this kind of like vent access. And or it's kind of like, what would you do if the vent was like up at the top of the wall? What's Skeleton's approach here? You do it. You rolled successfully, but like, how would you like kind of scale a sheer like taupe like wall to get to a vent?
I think I'd essentially what would I do? I think I would do that thing where you like kind of bounce off a wall to use a wall to kind of spring off it to like get a little more height.
Mm-hmm.
And then grab onto it expertly, and then use some tools in my disposal to just kind of unsecure the grate and get inside the vent, and
like
then
a
that
sick
sort of
grappling hook or something.
I don't think I have enough space for a grappling hook, but I do have
Fair.
basically my hands are grappling hooks is the important part.
God, I can't believe Minister Skeleton can do wall kicks.
He can do wall
Minister
kicks.
Skeleton is a parkour expert. Check out his videos on YouTube.
Yeah. You have to be careful about Minister Skeleton's air dash. He has a horrible neutral game. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, so you managed, I love that image, so you do manage to do it, you sneak into that vent. Yeah. Skeeter, I got it, before we cut, I gotta know what's going on with you.
Oh, so
Is
like
this mech time?
this is mech time. It's time for mechs.
Alright, we gotta see this.
The intro the music plays as it happens, and it's like it's like, have you ever seen like videos of a bug pulling itself out of its chrysalis, like
Yes.
a cicada pulling it out of a little paper bit?
Yeah, I think I've seen time lapses of this.
Yeah, it's like that, except like the spinning magical girl transformation as the Ephemoptera divaricata FTM16 1312 EXLD Mark III pulls itself out of the back of a split that forms down the back of Skeeterhawk, as like a mech pulls itself out of Skeeterhawk's back that's made of the same material and filled with magic in the same way. Skeeterhawk's still alive, right? Like, they're still there. They just have a mech that's pulled itself out of their back, and Skeeterhawk like buzzes around it like Na'vi flying around Link. Yeah. And there's like lots of yelling, and you know like anime yelling from like Dragon Ball?
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, like that as this happens, and like magical sparklies everywhere, and Yeah.
Skeeterhawk is going like Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
While having just like the most like colorful bowling alley carpet,
Yeah,
like
like
light
pastel
show.
pastel hypercolor.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is also a, an insect emerging from its chrysalis. And,
Geometric fireworks. Yeah.
Does your mech have wings?
Not at the moment.
Okay,
So the insect it resembles is like a dragonfly nymph.
gotcha. Okay, I like how your metamorphosis is from bug to bigger bug.
Bigger bug.
I
Yes.
think that's sick.
There's always a bigger bug.
There's always a bigger bug. And what do you say as you transform?
Oh, just lots of anime yelling. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember you had a thing for this, but I'm not sure if you're.
I did have it, and that was for like conjuring it.
Oh, okay.
But this is like I'm pulling another version of myself out of my own body.
Yeah.
So
That
I feel
that
like it didn't
requires a lot
work
of
as
yelling.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Cool.
Like I haven't done it myself, but I've heard that pulling another body out of your own body, there's lots of yelling.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think that would be involved. Yeah.
Famously, this is the case.
Famously.
Yeah. So you have transformed into your Magister form. Do you wanna make a move here? Do you want to give us like a shot of what this thing can do, or
I wanna,
what
like-
it ideally can do?
I want to close distance as fast as I possibly can, probably with the sorcerer, because it seems like the biggest threat. Because
You can do that.
I don't have any ranged weapons on this mech.
That's good.
So, but like I want to close distance as hard as I can and try and get it into a grapple before it can fully deploy its double whip.
I think
Uh,
you probably correctly identify that this thing is going to do best when it's kind of harrying you from range a little bit. I am debating over whether to make you do a weather the storm to close distance. I think probably.
it could be a weave magic to like do it fast enough to give
Oh,
me time
sure.
to close distance.
Yeah, I'll let you weave magic. You can weave magic
Yeah.
to just about anything.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Just like to make sure, to weave magic to make sure that these two people stop and watch my magical girl transformation instead of like acting during this sequence.
It's like it's sort of like having the power to kind of like surge through space while you're transforming.
Oh yeah, even better.
You're
Okay.
like lunging forward with this body as it pulls itself out of your body.
Weave magic. Oh no!
Oh, that's a 4.
Is it too late to say that I'm acting with confidence and using my second ritual to do that? Probably right, because I know that it's 2 1s.
Yeah, but on the other hand, fan of the players, and I think this looks really sick. So
Yeah, cool.
I kind of want to let you do it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Makes sense
So
because
that would
this
be
seems like pulling yourself out while like bum rushing somebody seems like a really bad maneuver.
You know, this whole situation seems like a really bad maneuver, really, though, doesn't it? This is a...
I have a lot of faith in Skeeter. We're maybe misplaced, but let's see how this goes.
I have you have more faith in Skeeter than me then. So that's a like, are we keeping the same roll?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So that'd be a 9 with confidence, right?
Wouldn't it be a 14? All ones turn into 6s.
Oh, true. It
Yeah.
would be. They would.
Yeah,
no,
it's a 14.
they both would.
That goes from Snake Eyes to Boxcars.
That's so good.
The ultimate magical girl transformation.
That is what those are.
Yeah. And yeah. So you are able to just sort of like, you're like, it's almost like, I think this is terrifying, okay? To like be on the other end of. Like, you are transforming as you're rushing forward, it's kind of like you're like expanding to fill the space between yourself and these other mechs. And it kind of, I imagine from the perspective of your adversaries, it kind of feels endless, right? Like you are just like growing and searching forward, and it's very intimidating.
Well, the other thing is that a dragonfly nymph is a lot longer than it is tall. So if I come out of the back of it straight up and then like
Right.
fall forward down,
Mhm.
that could also be what closes
Yeah.
the distance.
I like that a lot. Yeah. I would say, give me an exchange blows.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, you do have +3 clash.
I do have +3 clash, and I'm out of those confidence thingies. But that is a 12.
That is a 12.
Now who's rolling bad?
Now who's rolling bad? No one. 'Cause you're rolling good.
Nobody.
Yeah, on a 10 plus, either your opponent takes a risk or you take a risk and put your opponent in peril.
I would like to take a risk and put my opponent in peril.
Okay. What risk are you gonna take?
Hey, I've got 6 limbs.
Mhm.
I don't need 6 limbs. If one of them gets chopped off by this cool, I want you to use your cool Darth Maul whip thing. If one of these limbs gets chopped off, that'd be a fair trade.
That would be a fair trade, I think. So, do you want to take the risk disarmed?
Yeah, I'll take the risk of disarm.
Margaret makes a good point in chat about that kind of being a peril. Can your limbs grow back? Is that like a...
It's not just a peril because the next time it's Animorphs rules. Next time I do this, I'll get the mech will be all whole again.
That's fair. Yep. I'm on board with that. And what peril do you inflict on? This is the person who is in the sorcerer is named Lucy Steele. What risk are you inflicting upon her?
Is this where I use my weapons? Is this what this is?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. Could that weave magic count as the setup for my Promentum Lance?
Do you want to really quickly
Control F setup?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a glossary of tags somewhere.
Setup. Make moves using this item's at disadvantage unless you prepare or arm it in some way. Can I give you a narrative setup here?
Sure.
For preparing it?
Yeah.
So I have my special move thing that my mech gets is life sense. You have a keen sense of where all living creatures around you are up to sniper distance away, as well as roughly how strong their life force is. There's a thing that I don't know if you know that it's about the weak point of a mech.
I have heard a thing or two about the weak point of a mech, actually.
Yeah.
I've been clued in.
It's the little rat in the hat, right?
It's the little rat in the hat. I'm gonna get that little rat out of that hat with my Promentum Lance by putting it right through her.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy's gonna take the peril impaled, I think. That's fair.
Can I pitch you on something other than peril?
Always.
Other than impaled.
Yes.
Because it's the Promentum Lance is the big grabby mouth that dragonfly nymphs have. Can I just pull her out of her mech?
Gosh.
Dismounted? This might be too much.
I think that might be too much.
Yeah, okay. I'm happy with impaled then.
I think that's a defenseless situation, and
True.
she is not defenseless. She is a
True.
kind of mid-tier threat, which means she has 2 risks. Is impaled okay then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so and I think like in the kind of way of like a your cocky mech pilot rival, she opens comms with you and is like, or I'm not sure exactly what comms look like in a you know a
It's
kind
a
of
split
magical.
screen. It's
Yeah,
like it's a diagonal split screen.
yes, she opens split screen with you,
Yeah.
and is basically says something along the lines of is just like grinning and laughing with this like huge grin on her face, and is like, "You think that's gonna be enough for me?" And is kind of like breaks distance from you and is kind of like readying her whip for another strike.
Oh, I reckon I did pretty bloody all right. Thank you very much. And we cut to somebody else because I've had my
Yeah,
spotlight time.
I think but do we want to cut back to the Nebula and Amaranthus? Do we want to do that now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I got real quick. I've got 2 more hold, and I would like to use one of those just to open up to ask, what is this big wolf moth's real intention?
That's a great idea. Yeah,
You-
so there's a big wolf moth in front of you. And I think its real intention, and you actually notice this pretty quickly. This thing is bound. This thing is like, its legs are chained to the walls of this facility. Its real intention is to get your assistance.
Yeah.
It is trapped here. And it's tough. It's not bound so much by like physical chains. I think it's like it's those goofy, like, it's kind of like physical chains that like glow with a yellow light. Or actually, oh shit, I have a great visual for this. It's if y'all like skeletons, High Lord Wolnir from Dark Souls is this huge skeleton man who sort of has these like golden bangles around his arms that are actually like kind of chains locking him in place. Um, and or they're kind of like restraints on him. And I think it's the same with this wolf. Like, this wolf is not physically chained, but has like these kind of like around each of its 6 legs, it has these golden bangles, and they are kind of like keeping it trapped here.
Amaranthus, we have to free him. I'm gonna. Okay, what do you think? And
Ooh.
oh,
Yep.
ooh,
That's the guy.
That is the
Ooh,
guy.
that's a
okay.
guy. Who's that
He's a-
big man?
He's a fun guy. I love this guy, honestly.
Ooh.
He's one of
He's
my
got-
favorite skeletons. Other than Minister Skeleton, of course.
That bling is great.
Yeah. So this wolf kind of has like these really big blingy bracelets.
Yeah. So, Miranda, if you have ideas first, I'll defer to you. But
Well,
I think
I
we maybe
kinda
just
want.
take some.
What? Go ahead.
Oh, I think we just take some swords to this thing, maybe.
Um. hmm.
To the
Yeah.
wolf?
Yeah. I mean, not to the wolf, but to the its
To the bangles.
its bindings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the last thing that Nebula said was like, we have to help this wolf, right?
Yeah.
So I think Amaranthus steps forward and, responding to both you and her patron, who had said last, "It's now time for you to prove your worth." I think she just says, "Don't worry, I'm ready." And I
Hell
think
yeah.
it is time to transform as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Tell us what that looks like, and what you
all
say,
right.
and all of that good stuff.
So I pull out the my patron's icon, which looks very much like the symbol for the Duchess, or the duchy itself, but just slightly different. Maybe like a different like accent color, or like a flourish like curves a different way.
Oh, what is the symbol for the duchy, actually? Either of you can answer this.
Yeah, coming back. Sorry, my cat wanted to come in and then she wanted to come back out again. It's all okay. The symbol of the duchy, I think, is like 3 stars in a formation.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't like properly draw it out.
Yeah, it's okay. As long as we have a rough idea.
Yeah. It's a couple of stars in a formation. Maybe since your patron's like the sun, then there maybe one of them looks more like a sun with a couple of stars. I don't know.
Makes sense to me. So yeah, Amaranthus clutches the icon to her chest and says, "You and I will make the impossible possible. Midnight solar siren." And a purple circle of magic appears at her feet, glowing intensely, and just in the next instant, she becomes the Midnight Solar Siren. And I have a few touchstones for what she looks like.
Hit us with all of them.
All right, so I imagine her. So the 3 touchstones I have are Arma from the webcomic A Better Place, Phosphophyllite from Hoseki no Kuni, the manga, and the Croon Macula from the game Heaven Will Be Mine. So
Absolutely. So you are kind of like what I'm getting from these references, and you can tell me if this is right, is like you are a body that is sort of made larger by like energy.
yeah, I kind of imagine it as like a humanoid shape, kind of vague features, and it's kind of like a very dark purple with a metallic sheen. There is a red core that you can see that kind of like shines like from within her, at her heart. Her limbs are kind of long and spindly, and they kind of taper off into points. And kind of like swirling around the points on her arms and feet. It's just kind of like, like stars and, like nebula and stuff. And I think, yeah, I think to kind of like cap off the finish of the transformation, she strikes a pose, and like a number of stars kind of like fly out behind her in like a constellation, and kind of form kind of like draw lines in between them and take the shape of moth wings.
So much good bug stuff happening. This is great. Are these moth wings like is similar to or like directly related to the moth wings that this wolf has?
Yes.
Fantastic. That's very exciting to me. Yeah. So what are you doing here? You're going to try to strike at the bindings?
You kind of want to like. I want to make sure that like if I'd like, come at this thing, it's going to understand that I want to help it. So maybe that would be a read the room. Do a roll, or should I just maybe weather the storm and just do it?
Something else you could do, and I want to be clear, as long as we're clear about this and our intentions, I think this works, is you could exchange blows with talk with this thing in order to kind of like, but it's not really, I don't know, I'm on the fence about that one because it's not really like, I don't know. I think weather the storm or certainly weave magic would make a lot of sense here.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll weave some magic then. Why not? So Still got some good channel here. Channel is 2. Ooh, that's a 10.
That's a 10. That'll do it. Yeah, you managed to channel power the way you desired without an ill effect. So what is the desire here?
Well, this thing has. How do I want to do this? Yeah, because I think I just want to try and see if I can, break these bonds with magic. And what's a good visual for this? I wonder.
Can I pitch something?
Go ahead.
Is there anything obvious in this room that these like cool glowy bangles is like connected to? Right, like a point on the wall that the other end of the enchantment would be attached to, or some big glowy machinery that you could destroy, so the wolf gets to come with us and it gets to keep its cool glowy bangles.
Thinking ahead. Always two steps ahead.
Thinking ahead.
All right.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I think there definitely is some kind of terminal or like yeah, like
Anchor
a
point?
kind of like computer panel, almost like a big big screen hub set up on the far end that's like taking all kinds of like readings and stuff.
All right. So yeah, I think the Midnight Solar Silent just kind of like reaches out and just kind of like magically senses the bangle and kind of is able to trace the connection from it to this computer terminal.
Mhm.
And I think I relay this discovery to Nebula as well.
So are
is
you
hard
going to
to-
try to... Oh, sorry, go for it.
I mean, I can try and like sever this connection to one of these, I guess. Would that be another roll, or is...
I think with your roll, I'm gonna say like we're abstracting this a little bit because you're not sort of like directly fighting a threat, but I'd say like you can sort of cut off half of it basically, and like there's other work you're gonna have to do. I think like, but what this does, and I think this is like a natural just sort of part of doing this, is like this is kind of going to trigger defense systems in the system, that is like going to try to keep sort of directing energy. I think like it becomes clear that basically what this thing is doing is like basically harvesting energy, or attempting to harvest energy from this wolf, and it is basically going to try to like lock down this, put the system in like lockdown mode basically.
I think I give a word of warning to Nebula, like, I think I can damage what is binding this creature here, but it may have some cascading effects. Be ready. And yeah, I kind of grasp this connection and just kind of yank, I yank my arm back, and it just, you can like feel a snap in the room, severing this connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is like it's a powerful visceral effect, and I think it is like something that everyone, and maybe even everyone in the facility who's attuned to it, can kind of like feel this, just like it's like the abstract notion of bonds being broken. It's like there is this just like palpable sensation of freedom that just like rings through the room. And I think in response this wolf howls, and it's oh god, you know how some people can whistle two tones at once?
Yeah.
I think this wolf kind of has this like polyphonic howl going on, just because that's cool.
I can kind of do something like that, but I don't know how well it would pick up on a mic, so...
Yes.
I could do it with an instrument, but you don't want to hear that down a mic.
No.
Yeah, all right, everyone. It's we got an hour and a half left in our block. We're going to abandon this game and just become a brass band for the last 90 minutes.
I
Thanks
have-
for tuning in, everyone.
I have a tenor horn within 8 feet of me. You want to go?
My
Hey,
French horn mouthpiece is in a different province.
Oh, nice.
Oh, terrible. Yeah, I was not a brass player. I was a bassoonist, unfortunately. So
You'll just have to settle for me and my clarinet.
Oh my god. We do have
God.
a whole wind band.
It's a whole yeah. No,
I
we're
think-
gonna
I
we're gonna
don't have a bassoon anymore.
we're gonna stay on the call after our block is up and just have a rehearsal.
I mean, I have a jaw harp lying around somewhere. I'm not sure if it's in this apartment, but I do have one.
Hell yeah!
There we go.
Catch us just like playing the whole Marielda theme after this.
I mean-
all of our various wind instruments.
I'll get you the sheet music.
Please.
All right.
Yeah, back to the action. Yeah, so this wolf howls. Hey Nebula,
Yeah.
you hear footsteps.
I hear footsteps. Do
Yeah.
I?
You hear footsteps.
I hear footsteps. I'm gonna turn around.
Mhm.
And I am going to ask, for my last hold, how. Can I just turn? Like, do I see anyone behind me?
No, but like they're approaching very quickly. Like you
Okay.
will see someone soon.
All right. What I want to ask is if they're a threat to me, which I guess would be maybe. How is X at risk or in peril? Being like, how am I? How is the wolf? How is us at risk or
Yeah.
in peril?
That's
Yeah.
a great question. And I will let you take this hold into what's about to happen next, which means you'll get advantage on your next roll. Or rather, I'll let this answer the question. The footsteps resolve into a shape and into a person who is walking into the room. It is a pretty tall, pretty buff dragonfly man of the sort of same like general kind of person as Skeeter is, except not undead. And he walks into this room and he says in kind of a bit of a deep rumbling voice, I guess I knew it would come down to this eventually, huh?
Do I recognize him?
I'm going to say, yes. I'm going to say that you know, that this is, let me get the name correct. This is Dagrind Adamant. And not only is he the commander of this squad, but he is someone that you would know because he has been like for a long time, the kind of Ironwood Battalion like emissary to the duchy, has been kind of the ambassador almost to the Duchy of
I'm in
Canterbury.
disguise. Good
Sorry?
thing I'm in disguise.
Good thing you're in disguise.
You're extremely good disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so useful. The Duchess is going to very gently go. Sorry, you said his name, and then that name immediately left my brain.
Adamant. Dagger and Adamant.
Dagger and Amaranth, prepare to face justice for your. Woo! And she's gonna grab in her mouth the hilt of the sword, which is on a necklace around her neck. And out from the hilt is going to come basically. So as she grabs onto it with her mouth, I'm not gonna do like a full magical girl transformation here, because I just don't think it's warranted. And I don't technically have a mech, but what I do have is a tier 3 weapon called Nebula's Promise. So as she takes the hilt of the sword into her mouth, it grows. It's a little bigger. So before it was like kind of like a charm on the necklace, and now it's sort of big enough to be, I mean, I'm holding my hands out, which you can't see, to be like about a foot long. And out from the hilt comes a blade made entirely of like condensed, sort of like nebula, beautiful, like beautiful, like sort of sparkly. It looks like smoky magic, maybe. That's going to condense into a hard blade that sort of like whooshes out from there. And it's glittering. And now there's a cat with a sword in her mouth.
There is a cat with a sword in her mouth. It has happened. Everyone, I just typed this in the chat. Everyone raise your cool cats in chat. Everyone bring all of your cat emotes to bear in the Twitch chat. It's happening. To answer your question, yeah, so you do know this person, you know this is Dagger and Adamant, and I think, like, as a result of, your dealings with him, you probably have, like, an intuitive sense of, like, his fighting style. And what he does is, he's wearing this big cloak. He, like, kind of, like, whisks part of his cloak aside and reveals that, like, with with both of, he's got 4 arms, like Skeeter does, 4 arms and 2 feet, and or 2 legs, and he is holding with both of his right arms the arms of this enormous double-bladed poleaxe, just like this big axe on a stick. And he grips it then with the remainder of his 2 arms so that he is holding it in front of him with 4 arms. And he lifts this like massive, impractically sized axe. And he says, no one knows, or no one is to know what happens in this facility. And he charges.
Yo!
And I think it is 10:45. We are 75 minutes left in our game. I think it is a good time, as requested, to take a little breaky.
Sounds good to me.
Just a little breaky break.
Just a little breaky break. Let's take 5 minutes, and let's be back, or 5 and a bit, and let's be back at 10:50.
All right.
Okay.
recording. Now recording. Now recording. Now recording. Now recording.
Let's do it. I'll do a quick donation shout out when we get back.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, it looks like we are back. Real quick, before we jump back into the steaming hot action, that's not what I meant to say at all. Before we jump back into the exciting action, just a reminder that this is a fundraising stream in support of Black and Pink, a prison abolitionist organization dedicated to abolishing the criminal punishment system and liberating LGBTQIA2S+ people and people living with HIV and AIDS who are affected by that system. If you go to the link that is in chat, well, it's already just got posted. If you go to the donate+.roleplusbond.com link, you can donate money. There are raffle prizes. You can be entered to win all kinds of fun prizes, like copies of games, both tabletop role playing and video, copies of a lot of the games that have been like in this stream, like Beam Saber Rush Wars and Fall Magic and Wagon Wheel and all of these good things, Sweet Peony. So you should go do that. You should go donate. Shall we get back to the action?
Woo!
I must say, I am very interested in what's going on with Minister Skeleton. Why don't we cut back to you first?
Well, I'm inside the vents, and I'm just kind of, vibing. I'm trying to figure out what's
Home in the
inside.
vents.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's inside this facility.
Yeah.
Set up a little B&B in there.
I think at this moment I'm very curious about where the other two might be because after all, if we had such difficulty going into the front door, they must be in a heap of trouble, whichever way they came in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you make a read the room if you want to both learn more about this facility and also try to find Amaranthus and Gabrielle.
I would love to.
Cool. Hit me.
Let's see. So that's sense, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's see. It's 2d6 plus 1. I don't think I have advantage here or anything, so
Nope.
yeah, let's just see what happens.
Fuck
That
yeah.
is Snake Eyes.
That is Turns out you can't see shit from inside the vent.
Yeah, it turns out.
I love having I love adding three numbers
up,
together
skeleton.
and then those numbers being 3.
Don't give up, Skeleton. Okay. I am going to tick a clock, firstly. I'm going to tick a clock twice, actually. Given how many ticks this clock has in it. And, then,
Wait.
Yeah.
I may ask one of the above questions immediately, but the answer creates a problem or puts you in danger.
Yes. You should do that.
So where can I find Nebula?
Yeah, so, so you are able to figure out, like, I don't know, you're able to, like, follow their path or trace their comms or whatever any of the cool spy shit you're doing is. But you bump into someone else who is also currently crawling through the vents. Yeah, there's someone else inside these vents. And you bump into a really small, sharply dressed like fish person. They have a big like fin crown like above their head sort of thing and gills. And they immediately like I think you just like bump into them end to end and they just like whirl around and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
Hello. My name is Minister Skeleton. I am a fully competent and acting minister in the Imperium government, and I am here to fuck this place up. Oh, how about you?
Yeah, no, they their expression immediately changes, and they're like, "Oh, thank God, it's okay. Then we're here for the same reason. My name is Carbon Fiber. I'm also here to fuck this place up."
Oh, you're the informant. You're the dragonfly informant. It's lovely.
Yeah, so they say, yeah, here's the thing. I've been reporting back to my commanding officer that I'm here in deep cover. I think what that means is that I've just been hiding in the vents the whole time. I think that's what deep cover means.
Honestly, couldn't agree more. I am also in deep cover by that same logic. You see, there was a slight altercation at the entrance, and there was a little fight, and then I went into deep cover as a reaction to this.
How long have you been in here? I'm surprised we haven't run into each other yet.
Oh, maybe I'm not really I'm not really a native of these vents. I've only been here for maybe 15, 20 minutes, but I do like it here. You've made a great home here.
Um, okay. Well, welcome to the dance. Um, and so blah, 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 sorry. The carbon fiber says, "Okay, so just so you know, I have rigged this entire facility to explode, and
Excellent work.
by my indication, that should be getting started. They check their watch relatively soon. So yeah,
Incredible.
let's get out of here."
Well, I do happen to have two friends still deeper inside this facility, and I'd really love to collect them. I shudder to think what kind of trouble they might have gotten themselves in.
Oh, you have friends here, huh? That's gonna put a wrench in those plans, isn't it?
I'm sure we can make good time.
If you say so. I really don't want to be caught in here when this facility blows up.
Well, listen, I'm not here to ask you to stay inside the facility that you yourself have rigged to explode. If I rigged the facility to explode, I would be getting out of there like lickety split. So say no, don't mind me. Let's exchange some information, and then we can both be on our way.
Right. Okay. So, do you know where your little friends are at?
I strongly suspect I have an idea of where they might be at.
Um. Right. Where might that be?
Well, they went in from behind, so they've probably found some kind of secret passage inside of the facility itself, and I assume that they're just really getting to the bottom of this. So I'm thinking I'm thinking I progress through all the security levels, and then eventually a trail of carnage or something like that will alert me to their position.
Oh, you really go in for the carnage approach, huh? Or your friends do rather. I like the vents approach personally.
I also like the vents approach, but
Yeah.
a little bit of carnage never hurt anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Okay, so I don't go to the basement much, but there is some kind of just like weird magic shit going on down there. You probably you want to take that vent, and then you take a right, and then you take a left, and then you go straight for a bit, and then you dodge the downdraft, and then you take another right, and then you take another two rights, and then you take a third right, and then you take a fourth right, and then you're down in the basement. That's
Excellent, thank you.
That's basically how it goes. I am going to leave now, and then I'm going to blow up this facility. So maybe we'll see each other again, or maybe you will be buried.
Incredible. Good luck.
Well, thank you very much. You too. I really hope you're not buried. You seem like another vent friend. It's nice to have a vent friend.
If I'm not buried, then believe you me, you'll be put on the good list.
Oh, I don't even know what that means, but I perished the thought of being on the bad list. All right, bye. Don't get exploded.
Oh, believe me, really bad things happen to people on the bad list.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Take care, Minister Skeleton.
Take care, Carbon Fiber. You're an absolute peach.
They like ha 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 ha, and then they are rapidly crawling through the fence. Yeah, so this facility is rigged to explode, and which will sink it and most of the surrounding area in the wastes. That's the consequence that I've introduced here.
No use dithering. I'm going to find where.
Yeah. So, that's the clock I was ticking, by the way, which is currently at 2 out of 6 for facility blown up.
All right. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Glad I'm not in there.
Yeah.
I feel like this buddy has essentially done most of the work for us.
Yeah. So you are able to navigate your way down to the basement, and I would say at an opportune time, you will be able to drop in on what is happening in the basement. How does that sound to everyone?
Sounds
Love that.
fantastic. Big
Um,
fan.
Hey, Skier.
Oh, you drop a big fan out of the vent gang. Yeah.
How's it going over there, Skeeter?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, probably awfully, I expect. I'm trying to duel 2 people at once on my own.
Yeah,
out the
that's
front.
true.
Yeah. Probably not great. And I have already taken 2 of the bad thing time things.
The bad
Active
time
dangers.
things.
I have 2 active dangers right now.
You're experiencing a double badness.
I am deep in the double bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, there are still these two mechs bearing down on you. And yeah, so one of them is the alchemist is kind of trying to take shots into combat with you. It's being a little careful. This is who is this? This is Kenneth Iron, who's piloting this this alchemist. Is being really careful not to hit Lucy. So is being a little cautious with his shooting. But Lucy Steele and the sorcerer is just absolutely going in, just flailing with this dual laser whip at you.
Oh, do I still have her grappled at all?
No, she's managed to
No.
break away.
Oh, okay, cool. Could I manage to like this one's going to be like Lucy Steele is the named character.
Mhm.
Can I just see if I can take care of the other one real quick?
Yeah, it does have one defense, but
It does have one
or
defense.
sorry, it has one. It has like a health, quote unquote, health of one, so it takes one risk before it's defenseless.
Okay. Can I like hit it? Can I like try and hit it with like an attacky thing? The exchange blows?
It is not in melee range right now.
It's not in melee range.
It is backed up.
It is backed up. And I'd probably need to break away from Lucy before I could get at it, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll just try and use this move on Lucy. Can I try and grab Lucy then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. I want to use my like my serrated, what did I call them? Serrated tarsomeres. To try and just like latch in, like grab and latch in to just doesn't matter where, just anywhere on her on her mech. So that's just like an exchange blows.
Yeah, this is a blitz weapon. I'm just trying to double check what that does.
I think it's like lots of small hits, is my understanding.
Okay, gotcha.
You may expend or break a weapon with this tag to make a move with confidence. If your weapon also has a tag like infinite or sturdy that would make it more long lasting, remove that instead.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sure. I can spend that if I can like dig these claws into her mech and like grab, like secure a grab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So am I just like rolling to hit with the clash? 2d6 plus 3. Yes, please. Yes, please.
12.
That is a 12.
Hi.
You can take a risk, or you can give your opponent a risk, and you can also give them a peril and take a risk in return. But I'm gonna say you probably don't want to do that because that would leave you defenseless.
I don't really want to do that. I just want to give my opponent a risk, which is like snagged.
I like that.
Yeah, just like I've got them. I've got a good hold on them. So I can use my subsystem move.
Yes.
When you activate your Astir's subsystems, spend power 1 for 1 to do one of the following. Oh, that's an active thing. Well, what I'm trying to do is use my transmutation link.
Okay.
So that my mech so my mech came out of the split down my back.
Yeah.
And now my mech gets a split down its back and wings and like huge enormous dragonfly wings appear.
Oh shit. Okay.
Can I just spend that's what I spend a power to do?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And I want to just like fly up into the air. Just zoom up and then remove her risk, as it were. Drop her from
Oh
really
yeah,
high up.
absolutely. You wanna? You're speaking
If-
euphemistically.
Yeah, I am speaking euphemistic. I want to drag her into the air as high as I can manage with my big dragonfly wings carrying this mech, and and then let her go so she falls to the ground and smashes
Yeah,
into a million pieces.
that sounds incredible. That's absolutely striking decisively.
Just like that cool, and like you get a little bit of the re-entry burn, like that cool bit in Pacific Rim.
Mhm.
Ideally, strike
Yeah.
decisively again.
Yeah. Sorry, say that again.
I'm rolling strike decisively again. You said.
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. That's an 11.
That's an 11. Yeah. What do you say as you just lift this mech up into the atmosphere and just pile drive it into the earth?
It's important to get on comms and make sure you're cleared for re-entry.
And I think she is just like sputtering at you. She is like
She's like, we're like, I've got her with a couple of the claws, and we're just like trading blows, like punching each other and wrestling all the way up.
Yeah. She is screaming incoherently at you.
Yeah, I'm screaming incoherently right back.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Great.
This was her first big break. Her kind of like being like a kind of sub captain on this project, and she is like, you're not going to ruin this for me, like that sort of thing.
Oh no! I know what it is. Oh yes, it's like, you can't do this to me. This was my first big break. And then as I let her go, I say, here's hoping it's your last one too.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. And her sorcerer mech just cracks all the way down the middle. Just splits. Yeah. Fucking beautiful. That NPC is incapacitated, is removed as a threat. So to speak.
Sorry, Lucy.
That's okay. She was a nasty piece of work. And I would love to know what's going on in the basement if you're all right to scoot away from that.
Yeah. You're all good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Alrighty.
So who wants to make the move here? I think, Amaranthus and Gabrielle are both kind of in somewhat different situations, and I think either of you could make a move at this point.
I mean, I know what I'm doing next. If Miranda, you need a moment, or you can go if.
The thing is, I also know what I'm doing next. So if you want to go first.
Mine's just a setup. Would you say I have space to maneuver while I'm fighting in here?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, then I would like to. Yeah. I like to use my move mobility. When you're fighting somewhere with the room to be acrobatic and mobile, roll plus defy. On a 10 plus, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. You can spend 1 hold at any time to do one of the following: escape from something that binds, traps, or impedes you, acquire high ground or a defensible position, get to somewhere or something before others can, avoid an incoming source of physical harm.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I will roll 2d6 plus. I don't get advantage on this. Okay. Oh, it's a 10.
Hell
Hold 3.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so you are absolutely just like zipping around this room. Like,
yeah,
I
dragging my big
like,
magic sword.
You're moving so quickly, and with all the kind of sparkles and stuff around you, it almost looks like you're teleporting through the room. It's one of those things. It's one of those like cool like ninja movement things where it's like, you're everywhere.
Cat parkour. Okay.
Cat parkour. We got a lot of parkour today.
Yeah, listen, it's a parkour kind of day. I would then. I mean, the next thing I want to do is do some fighting. I want to clash. I want to exchange blows.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, Nebula's promised the sword is a tier 3 sword, which I think means that I do something. It's something automatically if this guy is not also tier 3 technically.
So he outside of his mech is a tier 2 threat.
Okay.
You are hitting him with a tier 3 weapon. You have advantage.
Fantastic. That's what I thought. But then I also have advantage from my read the room. Does that mean I have triple advantage? Roll 46. Take the 2.
I'm gonna say probably not.
That's
I-
fair. You know what? I understand.
Oh.
There is a rule I think that says that this is possible. Let me just
Oh, really?
check. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, if it's a
HB,
rule,
you
then
are my
absolutely.
favorite.
Let's just check how advantage works again. There's like
Mhm.
yes, sometimes if you have
Mm.
to roll with advantage or disadvantage, this means to roll 3d6 and take the highest or lowest 2 respectively. These do stack. You have advantage from 2 sources, for example. You'll roll 4d6 and take the highest 2.
Oh my
Let's go.
HB, you are my favorite.
God bless.
I remember
All
checking
right.
this and being like, "What? Really?"
Yeah. And I'm assuming this is Clash, which I have a +2 in. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's a 14,
That's a
baby.
14.
Frickin' love it. Oh my god. Yeah. Cool. So, you are. I am not to reference two Dark Souls bosses in one game. Actually, no. Okay. Ah, shit. No, I can't. I was gonna reference an Elden Ring boss, but like I can't. That's still too spoiler heavy.
That's too fresh.
That's too fresh.
Yeah,
So I will go.
I also have. No, I was about to say I've never played a Souls game, but that is not true.
No?
I did once when my friends missed a session of our regular campaign. Play 5 minutes of not 5, like a good 25 minutes of a Souls game as entertainment for
Oh,
us.
nice. Well, you are fully
That
you're
one.
fully Great Grey
Yeah.
Wolf sipping it here.
Yeah.
You are just like, zipping around the field, just like, absolutely attacking. Yeah. What risk do you want to inflict upon or sorry, you can either your opponent takes a risk or takes a peril and you take a risk. So what would you like to do?
I mean, I would like him to take a peril. And
Okay.
right. I didn't take that risk. Wait. When we were rushing down to the basement, that was Amaranthus who took the risk, not me, right?
Right.
Or did I
Yes,
also
that's
take
correct.
it?
That's
Cool.
correct. Amaranthus did.
So I'll take a risk, and he can take a peril.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a sense of what you would like either of those to be?
I'm not sure on my risk. I would like his peril to be like slashed. Maybe slashed. I want to have basically gotten like a big cut with my sword across his thigh.
Gashed?
Gashed. Ooh, yes, gashed is great. Great word. And I'm okay, like if you want to hit me, I'll take a physical risk. I could also take like a mental risk of like
I like exhausted, just from
Ooh.
how you're kind of zipping around the room like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. I wonder.
Yeah.
No, that's not an incoming. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not a physical risk, so.
Yeah.
don't
So
think
that's
your mobility will
I
affect it.
cannot mobility hold for that. That's all right.
Yeah, cool. So, hey, Amaranthus.
Yeah.
Some stuff is happening here. As you are, like, this machine is reconfiguring itself into safe mode, but a lot of stuff is happening here. The kind of energy that got, like, sucked out of this big wolf and out of all the megafauna in the area, is coalescing into a big ol', like, humanoid shape. Yeah. So that's happening.
Hmm.
It's sort of like it's almost grafting pieces of itself together and like ripping out like metal paneling of the machine to create this like like energy mech, basically.
All right, gosh. Oh, I got moves.
You got moves.
All right, so
Anything in particular on your mind?
I'm looking at my move Borrowed Power. When you request help from your patron, roll plus channel and give your patron +1 influence. On a 10
Mhm.
plus, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. Or be in peril and hold 3.
Okay.
So I think that can kind of be like Amaranthus, you know, Nebula's, fighting this jerk, and how do I want to word this? I wonder.
What
I
kind
think
of thing are you trying to do here?
I got it. Like
Okay.
Amaranthus's faith in Gabrielle to like deal with this, interloper, so that she can focus on, the wolf and its situation. Kind of reaches out to my patron,
Mhm.
and yeah, I'm able to like channel the hidden solstice's power for a moment before making my next move.
Mm. Um, is this like, is this a moment where, like, if we were doing this as like a longer running thing, is this the first clue that you have that there is something more going on with your patron? Like, is there like a flash of sunlight or something that is like, where is that coming from? Like, what's the deal with that? As like you are starting, the hidden solstice is like maybe accidentally starting to make her influence known.
Yeah, I think that sounds great.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so you can spend your hold 1 for 1 to use a boon you don't currently have, or spend 2 hold to make any move from another playbook, which is very sick. Um,
But first, I have to roll to see how much hold I get.
yes.
6 plus 2. Ooh, that's an 11.
That's an 11. Oh, these
All right,
rolls,
so I
crushing
take
it.
3,
Mm-hmm.
and my patron gains 1 influence, so my channel is now at 3. That's nice.
That's very
Okay,
nice.
so obviously this humanoid shape forming in the middle of this room is pretty concerning, and it's kind of doing the same thing that I do when I become the Midnight Solar Siren. So
Mm-hmm.
I need to figure out what the deal with this is.
Yeah.
So let's see. None of my boons can really help here. Hmm. So I guess this is probably a read the room. And let's see. Read the room is with sensed. Okay, that's my good one. That's a 13.
Oh my god. Oh, crushing it. Okay. So what are you get 3 hold, what are you trying to figure out here?
Um, here has the upper hand. Wondering if it's real intentions. Okay. Hmm. I guess I should probably start with the first one. What's being overlooked here?
Yeah. So this, basically you can kind of figure this out, but like the the machine that is trying to harness the like terraforming power here is basically overloading. And to the point where like the mechanism isn't really in control anymore, like the energy is in control. The kind of like, call it the influence of the Equinox secret is sort of like assuming a mind of its own. And it's just like a chaotic mind that is kind of, out to get everything. The thing is though that energy can only really like take on this humanoid form if it has some like material thing to channel itself through. So targeting either the computer itself, like the terminal itself, or the mechanical bits of this sort of like energy mech are going to be like the weak points of the mech.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I got a couple hold here. All right. So that's what's being overlooked.
Do we want to cut back to the fight, or do you have something else you want to do here?
No, I need to think about what I want to do next.
Okay. So we could go back to Gabrielle fighting Adamant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And by the way,
Really?
I just knowing that Minister Skeleton is hiding in the wings, I imagine a move could be made at some point, with relatively reasonably soon. So I'm just gonna flag that and open that up. HB for
Of course.
yeah. I will mention that as kind of the like the quote unquote boss of this mission, Adamant has three risks before becoming defenseless.
All right. Well, I'm gonna clash again.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have anything like, or not clash. Clash is the name of the stat. Exchange blows is the name of the move. I know this book. I know this game.
Yes.
This is my brain. Love playing the game for the first time on stream.
Hell yes.
Listen, she's going for it. I'd like to sort of like jump up onto like a side on the side of the wall and like jump up and like go down to stab him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, do sort of a parkour acquiring higher ground or defensible position is technically one of my hold, and I'll spend a hold of like, but I don't know if that would do anything for me right now.
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
mean,
rolling 3d6.
you kind of have all of the advantages.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say
Yeah, and
narratively, you make it so that he can't really fight back, which I think is like a reasonable thing. Or can't fight back, but like it's fighting back at an advantage.
Yeah.
It puts you in a better fictional position. Oh.
That's
Well, that's a
12.
12. Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. So once again, you can take a risk if you want to, or otherwise, and give a peril. Otherwise, you give a risk.
I mean, listen, we got what 30 minutes left in this thing. I'll take another risk.
Yeah. I mean, here I'll give you. I'll throw you a soft, or I'll throw you a softball. Is that what they say? Is that a sports? I'll throw you
Yeah,
a-
that's sports. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a sports.
I'll throw you a
can throw
softball.
You can throw balls no matter their position on the Mo scale.
God. Yeah. I'll throw you a basketball. He will like as you're getting in, you cut it a little bit too close, and he just like hits you with the flat of his like big pole axe. And you will take the risk bruised.
Yeah, I will spend a hold to avoid an incoming source of physical harm.
I think that's reasonable. What peril do you want to give him? He already has
Let's
gashed.
see. Gashed he's already got. I mean, I don't know. I know we're not zooming too close in on violence here.
Mhm.
But I would like to disarm him in whatever sense of the word
Yeah.
we feel is
Ooh.
most appropriate.
I have a cool. I have an idea. Or HP. It sounds like you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
one
Maybe
Yeah.
you can bash him, so give him both bashed, so give him both gashed and bashed.
too. Gashed and bashed.
Ooh.
Something that I was thinking of would be cool for disarming is like, what if you slice his axe in half? Like,
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Shatters
Yeah.
into splinters.
I
Absolutely.
don't
I think
don't know
go
what the
ahead.
word would be, but splintered is good actually.
Splintered is good. I think what we see is Gabrielle jumps up onto, I imagine, I mean, there's like a bunch of like mechanical stuff in here, so she'll jump up
yeah.
onto like a wall pipe and sort of like push off, and then she comes down with the sword. She like basically like uses her body to fling the sword, and it just like through the axe as he like goes to hit her with it.
Mhm. I think so. Yeah. He takes the peril splintered. I think what starts to happen. I'm trying to think of a cool way for this to happen. We're full on just kind of like cool shit happening mode. I think like the pieces. He of course has his own mech, has his own magister. And it is called the oh shit. Um, I have it here somewhere. It's called the auger, which is like he has a big axe. His mech has two just like axe arms. It just has like two big arms that are axes, and it has shoulder mounted ballista. It's just like purely like a mechanical war machine. And I think what happens is like it starts to like be either like foot soldiers, like I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I think he calls his mech to him, except he calls it in pieces, and then it sort of like starts to get built from the ground up.
Oh, you mean like
Um,
an Iron Man?
Yeah, kind of like an Iron Man is what I'm thinking.
That happens to him sometimes.
Yeah, he's doing a little Iron Man, and it's like it's not being built on him, but it is kind of being built behind him, such that like he
Mhm.
could step into it basically.
Okay.
And he says in a voice that sounds honestly more like kind of a harried executive than like a great general or whatever. He is basically like, I am adamant, I am unbreaking, I am unyielding, I will not let you destroy all that we have worked for, and this mech is just building up behind him.
Can I do something here?
Yes.
You may not know this about Minister Skeleton, but when people are unaware of his presence, that counts as 2 risks.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So it's entirely possible that he might be able to strike decisively here.
It's entirely possible that to Minister Skeleton, Dagger and Adamant is defenseless.
So can I just employ this ray to take him out?
So I think you can do that. That would be
Okay.
good. Give me a strike decisively with Clash.
Do I
you
get
have any-
advantage? Do I get advantage because I'm acting on the answers from Read the Room?
Yes, because you haven't taken one of those yet.
Okay, this is with Clash. I'm using the Spyglass Ray. Is Adamant mundane?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm also acting with confidence.
Mm-hmm. It's good shit.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, that's a 6, a 3, and a 1, so that's a 10.
that's a 10.
Hey.
Yeah.
He is removed as a threat, as we say. What do you want this to look like?
I think it's like I think there isn't like a visible ray here. What happens is that Nebula, you become aware that the back of this person is just icing over. Like just a lot of ice suddenly builds up there, and then like a lightning bolt just courses through their bone, courses through his body, and just drops to the fucking ground.
Mm. Are you like
I-
peeking out from the ceiling?
And then
Uh,
Minister appears.
Skeletal thumbs up appears from a vent.
I think Minister Skeleton steps out of the shadows more elegantly.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
okay.
Firing out of a vent is just kind of impractical, and goes, "Ah, wonderful! I found you."
So I've been trying to think of an anime protagonist line to give at the defeat of Adamant, and I have not come up with one, unfortunately. But I do think this is also excellent. I think that the Duchess will drop her sword. It'll sort of the magical go. Oh, I'm glad you got out of whatever was making those sirens go earlier, then, Minister. You've arrived just in time.
Ah, yes, I have arrived just in time. I know this because as you may, I suppose you wouldn't know this, but the entire facility has been rigged to explode.
What?
Yes, so I'm afraid time is short. So we have to do whatever we have to do here, and then get the fuck out.
Oh, yeah. Where's Skeeter? I don't see him anywhere.
What's Skeeter up to? Cut to Skeeter.
Pew pew! You'll never take me alive.
I'm fighting the Tin Man.
You are fighting the Tin Man, it's true. I would like to know what's going on with Amaranthus and this sort of, energy mech situation.
Yeah, so gosh. Is this like energy mech like threatening me?
Yeah,
Or,
I think I think it's advancing on you, and I think the wolf is still here, by the way. Just to make sure we haven't forgotten about that. The wolf is howling as well as it approaches, and it's crackling with energy.
Okay, is the wolf still like otherwise bound or anything? Or like is it like basically freed at this point? We just gotta like, get it out.
It's not fully freed. It is like the bangles, like I think like half of the bangles on its front paws are still glowing. The other ones have gone dark.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, so I think I want to try and maybe get this wolf free before I deal with this energy mech, if possible.
That might be it might be the same process as well.
Might be the same process. Okay. Right. So
You can always go in for a strike.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna like exchange blows. I got a force repeater. It's defensive, so I'll have advantage on this roll.
Oh, sick. Okay.
That's with
This is
Flash, right?
yeah, that's Clash. This is great
Nice.
because I feel like every single roll that's happened, y'all have just been like, yeah, and I have advantage on this, and I'm just like, yep, all right, it's reasonable. I trust you.
Ooh, that's a 10. That's a
Ooh,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah, that's an 11. Yeah. So, what are you aiming for? Because you do have a weak point for this thing, right?
Right. You said it was either the computer or like there are some other mechanical bits in the room, right?
Yeah. Imagine that it just like it kind of stripped the metal plating off to make like armor, but also kind of vital organs almost that are just like pieces of metal floating inside this energy body. And those would be the weak point.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think what it is like, there's a bunch of energy like, streaming off of this mech as it advances towards me, and I think I'm able to just like, channel it and redirect it back at itself. And yeah, that's kind of the flavor of it. So I give it I can take
You
sorry,
can give it a risk.
I can give it a risk, or I can take a risk and put it in peril.
Which is really functionally not particularly different at this point in time.
Okay, then I'm just gonna give it a risk. Um, I guess
Um,
like.
mhm.
Oh, do you have one in mind?
Oh, no, go for it.
Um, hmm. Maybe like overloaded, since I'm redirecting its energy back into itself.
Yeah, I
Since
like
it's
that a
not like
lot.
since it seems pretty volatile, like pumping that energy back in, it's probably not good.
Mhm. This is its weak point. This is exactly the thing it's most vulnerable to, is sort of like breaking the energy out of its mechanical form. And this thing is now defenseless.
All right, then I think I'm going to use my other weapon, which is the Chaos Revolver, and the bright red core of the Midnight Solar Siren just begins glowing more and more intensely as I
Love to have a chaos revolver.
yeah. Um, I just thought about using my Astir move, but I think I'm just going to use Clash for this as well. And risk with ammo.
Yeah. Yeah, this is strike decisively with Clash.
Yeah. I think instead I'm going to use my Astir part, or my Astir part spell routines, which means I can just take a 7 to 9 on any roll that I make.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Nice.
And
Love that.
Excellent. Extremely sick.
I part of me really wants to take the consequence of you strike carelessly, causing collateral damage beyond your expectation. This might be an outdated thing.
No, that's right.
Hmm.
I mean, let me just say, we have a very good source of possible collateral damage here, given that the facility is rigged to explode and could do so at any moment, essentially.
Yeah, so maybe I should take a safer option. What do y'all think?
Absolutely not.
I mean,
no,
we've got
under no circumstances. We got 20 minutes left.
We've got 20 minutes left. Blow this
Yeah, I strike
place up.
carelessly, causing collateral damage beyond my expectations as this searing red light just pours out of me in waves.
Beautiful. Love it.
Because let me just read the tags for the Chaos Revolver. Ranged, ruin, dangerous, messy.
I think perfect. I think it has to be I think it has to be consequences beyond your control with those tags. Yeah. Yeah, so red light pours out of you and you just like this thing like collapses in on itself. Like the metal components all sort of magnet together and it just like implodes, and then like this golden light just floods the room, and everything in the room, yourself, Gabrielle, Skeleton, the iced over body of Dagrand, the wolf, everything is bathed in this just like bright golden glow.
I spend my hold to use one more move from the Paradigm.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
So dope.
What's the move?
I was going to do Consecrated Ground, thinking I could use it as like a defensive thing, but oh, here we go. How about Inspire Focus? Once per sortie, you may take a visible position over the battlefield and inspire confidence and clarity in your allies that see you. They each clear a risk and take advantage on their next roll.
That's perfect. And it's perfect because like the look of this is sensational, right? This is just like, yeah. Just, you are bathed
Waves of
in
red light mixing with the flood of gold. Very good.
the wolf is howling. The wolf like howls and then like bows its head to you. And yeah, everyone is in this room clear a risk.
If only I had any.
Oh shush.
Well, you'll get advantage on your next roll, so there's that.
You will do that.
Regardless of your personal feelings, you are very impressed in this moment.
And it's good that. Oh, also, I just will mention once the rays of golden light have faded, the light emanating from the bangles on the wolf is faded, and the wolf is kind of like shakes out his paws and like like just a little bit, and the wolf is now free. I just wanted to mention that.
Mhm.
So yeah, and it's a good thing because as the light starts to fade, you hear a rumbling deep beneath the base of the facility, and then you hear rumbling throughout the facility, and yeah, it's about to go down.
Ah, that's our cue. Let's get out of here.
I agree
Tell me
with you
twice.
completely. I wonder if was one of my
I think I have one more hold for my read the room, and I just want to make sure one more time.
Mhm.
We overlooking anything here?
Oh, no, not related to your mission, but I think like in an abstract way, I think like you you kind of gain more insight into like I think you have a moment where you stare deep into this wolf's eyes, and like you are connected in some way, basically, and your connection is that of like almost a shared patron, right? Like in the sense that
Right.
you are kind of you have twin patrons here, and so if this game were continuing, you would you could probably do some cool downtime shit to like learn from this wolf, and all kinds of cool stuff could happen. But no, nothing mission critical.
All right. So yeah, I think we just get like a lingering shot of those two, just like gazing into each other's eyes before the matters at hand kind of intercede, and you got to get out of here.
Yeah. So unless another move to the contrary exists, I am going to say it's probably a good time for everyone to make a weather the storm roll.
Oh, it's a group roll.
Yeah, could be.
could I'm looking at my hold because I still have 2 hold from mobility.
Mhm.
Would like get to somewhere or something before others can, or there's also acquire high ground or defensible position. I'm kind of stretching this a little bit, and I don't know that it would help. There's also
Yeah.
escape from something that binds, traps, or impedes you. And I feel like somewhere in the triangle between those 3
Yes.
is escape from your rigged building.
Yeah, I
Um,
understand, and I think the impulse is good.
but I
I
understand if
yeah, I'm happy to give it to you.
Mhm.
This, I'm happy to say that no matter what happens, you are able to escape on.
Okay. Mhm.
You can still potentially, assist the others with some kind of action, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. That works for me. I don't want to just solve the final problem. I just want to.
So we walk. We walk away without looking back at the explosion.
Of course, always. Yeah. So do you want to do a group roll? Do you want to do a?
Makes sense to do a group move because, like, or at least it makes
Yeah.
more sense than doing it individually.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so as well.
Mm.
I think this is a defy also, maybe. To me at
Yeah,
least. Mhm.
makes sense to me. My
Um,
defy is 2, so
My defy
Mine's
is
1.
0.
Mine +2.
However, I am a natural leader. When participating in a group move, you can always make the roll in place of whoever has the lowest relevant trait. So I can roll with a +1 instead.
you
Nice.
have advantage.
You do have advantage
Yeah.
because
Boom.
of the
Pow.
inspiring presence.
This is how. This is what peak performance and Okay. Yeah.
That's an
That's
11.
an 11.
That's an
11.
You are all able to make it out of the facility. Skeeter, I apologize we didn't get you one big final moment. I'm just gonna say, do you wanna do you want to
Can
narrate
I-
a cool? Yeah. What's up?
Can I just say like how like they come out, the thing explodes, and they come out to like the Tin Man has been like opened up like a sardine can, and Skeeter's just shaking hands with the pilot of the Tin Man, going, "Good game, good game, yeah, nice, good work, yeah, love your hustle,
Yeah,
good work,
I love it.
good game."
Fantastic. Perfect.
Good hustle.
Good hustle. Yeah, Kenneth Iron is just like, yep. Game recognized game.
Game recognized game.
Yeah, I think Skeleton turns to the two others and goes, "See, Skeeter Hawk never fails.
I
Not
cut your
once."
exit.
Exactly. Just as I knew you would.
Mm-hmm.
You
so
really
is it-
struck a blow for Canterbury today, you guys.
Skeeter
And we
Hawk's full
couldn't
of
have done it without carbon fiber.
shit.
No-
Did they get out?
Yes, they were in the vents.
Oh.
They were in deep cover in the vents. They rigged the entire facility to explode. Honestly, we were kind of a superfluous element of this entire process. But
Well, the wolf didn't get exploded. The wolf would have gotten
Oh,
exploded.
sorry. To be
yes,
clear,
yes.
the wolf escaped with you and is like,
Yeah.
the wolf would have been exploded if we had not interceded. So carbon
Yes, there
fiber
was-
did not have all the bases covered. So I think this is going to look good on the report regardless.
Eyes glittering.
And I think importantly, the thing that was happening here with kind of like the way the energy was being sucked out of the fauna, it's not guaranteed whether that would have stopped even if the facility had been exploded. However, you have definitively put a stop to their plans here, and saved some cool animals.
Do we all get cool animal friends?
Oh, probably.
Like a little one each?
Yeah, there's eagles that have like crab shells and pincers.
Oh yes, I want that
Yes.
one.
Yeah,
I
you
wanna-
want animal companions.
I want a fairy wren, and it's like a fairy wren, the bird, except its wings are butterfly wings.
Oh, love it.
Ugh.
So is it driving off into the sunset in Skeletug's big car?
Yes.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
We're nearing our end, and I want to make sure we have a break before the next game. But can I get a really quick, just like one sentence closing shot of everyone, like either on the ride back or once you've arrived back, just like where we leave your characters as we hold off.
I think Skeleton is Skeleton is ordering a gift basket for carbon fiber.
Fantastic. The birth of a wonderful friendship.
I think Skeeter Hawk is sitting on a couch next to the Tin Man pilot, and they're like gaming together.
Oh,
They're like
cute.
co-op. They're like they hooked up afterwards and are like co-op gaming. Yeah,
Oh, that's so
on the
fun.
couch together.
Good for them.
I think that we see the Duchess in her like Duchess office, being told that Adamant has passed, and we just get a sort of like close up on the little like smirk and just go, "Oh, well, I'm so sorry for our loss. That's quite a blow to your operation."
God, I love
I think
it.
the camera pans over to Amaranthus, who is standing nearby and is just kind of like smiling. And then she pulls out her patron's icon and just kind of looks at it and really kind of like understands like the reasoning behind the differences a little more, and just kind of has like an uncertain expression as she looks out the window.
And a wolf howls somewhere off in the distance.
The wolf has just been
Exactly.
nonstop howling this whole time.
Howling.
And-
Well,
God.
as the wolf howls, I think we can all howl with the satisfaction of a game well done. This has been Armour Astir Advent. I have been your GM January. I don't know. Do we want to do? Let's do outros. Let's do outros. Everyone say a little something. Everyone say a little goodbye.
Thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the games on the stream. I'm going to be back in less than 12 hours now to play another game, so look forward to that.
Woo!
Which game?
I'm going to be, it's Medusa's Marauders Motorcycle Club.
Hell yeah.
Cool. I'm Mitchell. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/dry_gold if you enjoyed my contributions here. You can also catch me on in Untitled Goose Game. Not Goose Game. Untitled Ghost Game. Later on in the stream.
Yeah, I'm HB. No, Margaret goes first.
Yeah, that was like, are we doing Discord order? What are we doing? Okay. I've been Margaret. I mean, again, don't find me on the internet. Instead, please think about my cat and wish her luck. And it's for both my cat in the game, the Duchess, as well as my cat in real life. You can also find me in Untitled Ghost Game. So if you've enjoyed me and Mitchell's combined chaos,
Hell
we'll be
yeah.
together once again.
For all 3 games that I am doing.
That is true. We have the same taste in games and same schedule. I don't know. We lined up.
The stars have aligned.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I've been HB. If you're looking for the games that I make, you can find them at gm36.itch.io. And if you're looking for writing that I've done for games, you can find them in a book called Armour Astir Advent.
Right, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
book.
yeah, just a little bit. And yeah, this is the third of my 3 games all in one day.
You madman!
Holy shit.
I've married the frog. I've jammed some spells, and now I've blown up a facility.
All in a day's work.
All in a day's
Damn.
work. Good game.
Go check out the game.
Anything
Where
that skeleton
Gazelle-
cannot do. Nothing. Just, is there anything the skeleton cannot do?
Say Skeleton the whole time. Skeleton was in Frog and Toad Get Married.
God damn.
Go check out Armour Astir Advent at wheregazelle.itch.io/Armour Astir. And go check out Briar Sovereign on Twitter at wheregazelle. I've been January. This has been a delight. This has been extremely fun, and I hope you go donate to Black and Pink. And thank you everyone for such a wonderful time. This has been joy, and please
I
enjoy
had
the
an
rest of
amazing
the stream.
time.
I'm
This
so
was so
glad.
Yeah.
So
This
much
was
fun.
a delight. It was a joy to play with all of you, and I cannot wait to see where the rest of the games go.
Woo!
All right,
Game.
games. Bye, everyone.
Hooray!
Bye.